And we're live. Back in the deer and deers. And another resub. So 2 resubs. We've got Roasting Chicken with a 3-month resub and Orbasm with an 11-month resub. Welcome everybody. We are missing a trash man this evening. He had to work, so Scathus will be played by moi, which is kind of easy because he doesn't really talk much, and I won't be doing a whole lot with him. So if you guys intend on questioning Scathus, you're going to get bugger all out of me because I'm not going to do anything outside of what Trashy's told me that he wants to do. So we never know what will happen. So I hope everyone's Christmas went well. Everyone's staying safe. Everyone got some cool Chrissy prezzies. I didn't. No, I did. I got some cool stuff. Nutty did a bad thing the other day and bought me Black Ops, the new Black Ops game. When I said I didn't really want it. What? I got $50 Steam monies for Christmas. So I was happy with that. Which is still sitting on Steam because the game I was going to buy turned out to be shit, and I'm going to wait till they fix it. So before I buy it, but didn't. Well, when I say shit, it was just a bad release, and a lot of people had issues, so I decided to wait. But Cameron, Mr. Roasting Chicken, has moved, which is another reason why we sort of put the show off for a week. He is now in Sydney, I believe. So I hope the move went well, brother. Everything's sort of under control and dealing with it. And yeah, one lockdown to another. Loads of fun.
I'm really hoping my luck improves come this session. If not, I'm going to end up dead or something. Like it's going to my luck continues.
You could all end up dead at any time. I mean, realistically, so that's not really a big issue. But yeah, so tonight we'll be doing tonight's show. We're doing Sunday night show. Will go on as normal. Next Wednesday, however, which will be the 6th, I am working, so I will not be able to do the Curse of Strahd on Wednesday, but we'll move it to the Thursday night, the 7th. I will check up a reminder in Discord for you guys. So just be aware that next Wednesday's Strahd show will be moved to Thursday. So let me know if you're available or not ahead of time, so we can either advertise that it's going ahead or cancel it until the following week. Sylv, what's up? But yeah, so I'll be working on the 6th, so we can do it on the 7th if everyone is available. Staying alive, that's good. That's good, Sylv. You take care of yourself, my friend. You're doing good, man. Doing good. It's hot, which we're really starting to feel our summer now. It's been stinking hot the last 4 or 5 days. Shot out, saw the old man and Della out at the beach the other day. Catch up with them.
Sweet. That's my favourite place, not being at the beach.
Yeah, we didn't actually go to the beach. We just went and hung out in the caravan with Dad and Dad, and Uncle Newt was there as well. So you finally getting below freezing. Winters aren't what they used to be. Wow. Oh, jeebus. Nutty, can we get a shout out for Sylv, please? Global warming is very real. Yes, it's very real everywhere. Make sure you guys go check out Silverian, really cool dude and amazing streamer. All the way over in Northern Europe there, where it's really cold right now. And also go check out those awesome people as well. Just because I said. And not that Roaston's doing much at the moment, but definitely go check him out. He does stream occasionally. And
I will be. Some days.
And of course, obviously, Yanti1 and the Magic the Gamer. Awesome people. Go check them out. Do some cool stuff on stream. So, without any further ado, unless anyone else has stuff to add, we are going to get into our recap from the last session, which was not last week, but the week before. I've just shouted them all out, Nutty. You don't need to shout them out again. You see the 3 links there? That's what I shouted them out. Anywho, let's get some moose hack running over here. Double, triple shout out. I'll wait for the music to kick in before we get started. No one else in the chat got anything to say before we get started? Players, you're all good. No announcements you need to get out there.
Nope. Just that I'm drinking from a Jimmy from one side
and a Jimmy from the other.
Jimmy from the other. To be in character as much
I
as
can feel it in my Jimmies.
Yeah, it's giving me Jimmies.
Come on, music, kick in. God damn it. I can hear you in the background. Here it is. I can hear it. Right, so last we left off, you had a meeting with Lady Vakta, and were given a couple of options to discuss in regards to the Baron. It was decided after that it was probably best to maybe visit the Baron and determine what sort of character he was, and to help with the decision to be made. So you headed towards the Baron's mansion, discovering as you got there several piles of sticks in and around the house. Emilia transforms into a spider to go investigate the exterior, while Fibble and Carnos remained outside in the front. As Zadril, Adok and Skathis enter to meet with the Baron, you are led into a small sitting room where eventually the Baron and his wife joined you, and you sat there and had a short discussion along with the Baron's 2 masters. The Baron isn't overly amused with the conversation and warns you to stay out of trouble. You eventually bid him farewell, and before you leave, he invites you all to attend the Festival of the Blazing Sun, which is to occur in 2 days' time. Outside, in the meantime, Fibble and Carnos discuss the sticks and what potential hazards they pose, and as Fibble ignites his hands, you are interrupted by Isek, the captain of the town guard, and the right hand to the Baron. You have a civil discussion, and he seems firm but fair. Discusses Fibble's weapon, and obviously he's showing some interest, and maybe asks that maybe you could construct some of these weapons for the town guard at some point. He then leads you to it. Emilia returns. The rest of you come outside. You then decide that maybe time to head back to the Blue Water Inn and discuss further what you plan to do. Along the way, you run into Vasily once again, who offers food and drink and joins you at the inn. Once there, you carry on your conversation about what you plan to do with the Baron and the people in the stocks. Vasily eventually excuses himself, and after a time, Carnos, out loud in a very slurred and drunken state, and lets everyone know that his intentions to steal some guards' uniforms as a ploy to maybe pose as guards. This catches the attention of a couple of guards having a meal, and when approached, his ramblings cost him a backhanded slap and then his arrest. The rest of you then discuss what you need to do. Eventually, Zadriel makes a decision informing you all that you are to follow her as you are to maybe attempt to break Carnos out of jail. You then head towards the Baron's mansion, where you were told that the jailhouse is close to. And when we left off, you were all standing about 40 to 50 feet away from the front of the jailhouse. You could see that it was a long rectangular building, 2 guards posted on the front door, and you were still semi-discussing what your plans were. And this is where we now rejoin the party as you continue to discuss what you plan to do with this particular situation. Carnos, you were led into the jailhouse through a foyer/office area, down a hallway, down a set of stairs into the cell block, which appears to be underground. No windows apart from the windows and the doors. A few torches lit the hallway, nothing too major, just enough to see. And you've now been shut in and locked in a small, looks maybe 10 by 10 cell. A straw mattress on the floor, a bucket to piss in, and not much else. Your armor and weapons have been stripped of you. Your belongings were left with your friends, but your armor, you were told that your armor and that would be stored and returned to you in the morning once your fine was paid. So, team, we are back with you at the front of the jailhouse as 2 of the Valakian town guards standing at the front of this building with their pikes and shields. They seem relatively attentive. They haven't spotted you at this point. You're a fair distance away, and it's I would assume you would have put yourself into shadows enough that you would not be spied easily from this distance. So we'll now turn over to you, and what are you going to do?
Evil, do we go ahead or stay? Yes or no?
I don't know. We need Carnos alive. A lot of guards. We could burn the city down.
That is a great idea. And what I was about to say is, remember the sticks at the Baron's place? Look, as I was saying before, we don't like him, right? There's a lot of money if we do burn down his place. We need a distraction for the guards. Now, if the Baron's house is on fire, we set it on fire. Fibber and I, and our minds, we can get together. We can set that on fire. Guards will run out. That way, some of you guys can sneak in as the guards are coming out. Rescue Carnos. Baron's dead. We get a lot of money, and then everything's good.
Well,
Sounds.
And then we kill her too.
I might need people for lock picking though. You might have to take Skatus or Emilia.
Yeah, Scafus, you're like a good lock picker.
Skatus looks at you and just raises his hands, shrugs his shoulders.
Skatus, do you think we should go? Yes or no?
He looks at you and again sort of just says, I'm not sure this is a good idea.
Emilia?
If you want me to torch the Baron's house, I'm capable of doing that. Like I did with the windmill, that I don't know is not burnt down.
Okay. Haddock and Emilia, what do you think? You go distract.
Well, you know, it's an option. We can always explore other options as well. But that was just the first thing that my mind jumped to.
Actually, maybe Skatus would be sneakier with you. Although Emilia can go. Skatus can go with us. So
Haddock burned down Baron. We burned down jail?
we're going to try and distract the guards if they don't leave, and you're going to try and get the keys or a lockpick.
I like the idea of burning down the jail.
Skatus taps you on the shoulder, Zedriel, and it whispers to you, not loud enough for anyone else to hear, just sort of whispers in your ear. He says, the Baron did say to stay out of trouble.
All right, Haddock, you take Skatus. He's being too chatty.
That's great. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna
because
take Emilia.
I could use a man with your. I mean, you are resistant to fire, yeah? That's usually how you guys work.
Oh yeah.
He nods.
Yeah, I could use you for something. Just give me a second. But yeah, you're coming with me. Don't get lippy, all right? And don't eat me.
He sort of just shrugs his shoulder and gives you a sly smile.
Oh,
Alright,
Skatis. Skatis, you did say your words hurt people, so you can use that.
He could use that on the guards.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah.
says, he just says, I don't want to hurt anyone.
Or we could just, leave numbnuts in the jail and, I don't know. Kill him later. Baron, that is.
So now you want to kill him later.
Who? Scathus or?
The Baron.
Yeah, kill him later. Too many
Yeah.
guards.
Normally, I would agree that we should probably just wait. It wasn't a minor thing. He'd probably be released in the morning. But if anyone was the Baron, oh, that's right, I was with the Baron. And what I remember was that he said that if any of us were to get in trouble again, it would be a lot worse than the slap on the wrist. So that's kind of why we're like, we should probably break him out before he gets, hung or something worse.
No,
And besides, we killed a Baron, there's a lot of money. And he's evil. Remember? Remember that? Yeah? Right,
No.
Skatis. Come with me. I'm going to start walking off towards the Baron's house.
Skatis doesn't follow.
Skate, come here. Come here, boy. Come on.
Roll a stealth check with disadvantage because of the come on here boy thing. Because, I mean, you guys are only 50, 60 yards away from the jailhouse. And, I mean, I'm assuming most of you are talking quietly, but as you walk away, yeah, we'll see what comes up. Skatis isn't following you either. He's staying right where he is.
I got a 5.
Ooh, what's the guard stats? So the guards don't seem to have noticed. Just carrying on, so you're lucky. But can I get everyone outside to roll a perception check for me to see if you, because they are sort of looking around a little bit more suspiciously now. They have heard something, but they're not sure where it's come from. So Fibblesib, your perception, please.
It's a humongous 4.
4. You don't notice the guards at all. Zedriel.
7.
Neither do you. Emilia.
It's just normal perception.
Normal
not bad
perception, yeah.
perception.
For you, it'll be the +2 because it's nighttime. So add a 2 onto whatever you rolled.
Okay, 13.
13. Okay. So you notice the guards are shifting in their position. They seem a little bit more alert. They seem to be looking around a bit more, like they suspect something. They're not looking in your direction, but they seem more alert than they did just moments ago. Adok, yours, please.
Shit, sorry, I didn't realize you wanted me to roll perception. Alright,
Everybody.
yeah, my -1. Oh! With normal? Just normal? 13. 'Cause the other one
13.
was a 1.
You're just normal, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so Emilia, in the moonlight hours, as in nighttime hours, you add that bonus to your rolls.
Yeah, I just took the notes.
Yeah, it's in your notes, so.
Thank you.
So, with that, Emilia, what was your, sorry, Anna?
I got
13? Yeah, so you'd notice as well, as you sort of stepped away, sort of out of your cover position, you noticed the guards seem like they are not agitated, but they're definitely more aware that something suspicious is going on, may be going on in the area.
And around from however many feet I've walked away from Skathis and head back to the group. Quietly.
Yeah, it's probably only about 10 or 15 feet or so. You sort of took a few steps forward, realised Skathis was not following, and maybe thought better of your decision.
Do we
Alright.
even know if we have the money to bail him out tomorrow?
Adok does.
Well, I mean, the question is, do we want to spend the money to bail him out? That's the...
Well, we can bail him out and kill the Baron and get more.
Do they have visiting hours or something?
No, but that's what I'm trying to say, is that if the Baron finds out that Carnos is in jail, because he said when we met him that if we were to get in trouble again, because I've already kind of harassed the guards a little bit somehow for whatever reason.
You muted
What did
yourself.
you do?
Cam, you
You
muted
muted.
yourself.
After for some whatever reason.
No, we lost your audio.
He unplugged his mic.
He broke it!
Someone cast silence on
No, you're out. We'll have to come back to you. You might have to sort of try and figure out what's going on. Oh, you're muted. That's what it is. Back. Nope. Something's gone wrong with your audio, dude. So, we'll come back to Cameron. Roasted is broken.
Adok looks deep in thought and is mumbling to himself. So, I am going to say I am for burning down the house. It's just that they're going to try to put it out. He will probably still be alive. After. We're going to have a better plan to kill him.
I have something that can make it not go out easily.
Oh?
Alchemist fire.
But, I might need you here for Carnos busting.
Oh, well, and I thought we're just killing the Baron and we'll pay for Carnos to come out
That
normally.
is true. But he would want in on the fun.
Well, he shouldn't have gotten locked up then. If he wants to have fun, yeah. Come and have fun with the rest of us. Not walk off and be stupid and start saying that he wants to steal clothes. I don't understand why he wants to steal clothes. Weak.
All right. We'll wait.
Skathis at this point turns to you all and says, I'm going to bed, and starts heading back towards the inn.
That's very odd. Skate, it never leaves me. He must feel sick.
He's very chatty tonight.
Yes.
Very chatty. Bit strange. Are we sure he is still Skathis?
Could be taken over by Strahd.
Be a doppelganger. A ganger of dropples. Drop of gangs?
What the hell?
Yeah,
He's back.
Haddock.
Oh, I'm back. Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great. All right.
What's
What was
your
I
break?
saying?
You're going
No,
to set
it's-
fire. Skated
No,
has
it-
walked off.
Well, Skathis, just look, mate.
Skathis is already gone.
All right, whatever.
So,
He's
what-
don't
he's,
need-
he's walking.
what
He's headed back towards the inn.
What the plan is we kill the Baron, get the 1,000 gold, use the 1,000 gold to bail out Limpy, then kill that lady because she's just weird.
I don't want to question your wisdom or your intelligence at this moment, but I think maybe there's a better solution than just murdering everyone. That's probably not the best idea. Yeah.
That's not every. It's not everyone, because, okay, Baron's a dick. He needs to go. But she's not much better.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know. Look, all I know is that
she loves Strahd. Strahd apparently put the Baron in charge. Hence, Baron dick, she a dick, Strahd a dick. Oh, kill dicks.
Jay, maybe I should just go up to the guards and talk to them, maybe.
yeah, give it a shot. Yeah.
Gonna go up to the two guards. I don't. Maybe you stay away in case we do have to burn down the house, though. You're quick.
I'm just gonna start building my cannon.
Okay. So, Zedriel, you're approaching the jailhouse. As you approach, the two guards take a step forward and cross their pikes across the door. And they don't say anything, they just basically stand across their pikes across the door, basically saying, halt, no entry. And they're sort of both looking at you quite sternly through their helmets.
I want to know, do you two really line yourselves with this Baron? He's not very nice. You really believe in him?
Do not speak out against the Baron. That is against the law. I suggest you watch your tone, or you may end up in jail as well.
My tone? Do I need a nice tone? What do you think about our wonderful little Baron? Is he nice? Do you like him a lot or no?
He pays my salary. That's all I need to know.
So if someone else paid your salary higher, would you like them more?
No, I uphold the law of this town.
So if someone nicer who paid you more was in the law of this town, would you like them better?
Whatever laws there are to uphold, I uphold them. I am here to do a job, nothing more.
I am here to take payment for Carnos early and pay it with extra.
You will pay in the morning when the jailhouse reopens. It is closed.
What if I don't have the money in the morning?
Then he stays in jail until you do.
I'm going to wave to Adok to go do the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, while she was talking, I'd already, as my cannon's been built, trying to sneak over to the Baron's place.
Stealth check, please.
Uh, 15?
15. You make it across the first alley seemingly without being seen, and you start heading towards the other side of the Baron's property. However, yes.
I was gonna say, if it's possible, whilst I'm trying to do that, trying to wave Diddlestead to follow.
You can do that. I mean, you can gesture. Whether he follows, that's up to him. But as you reach the opposite side of the building you're just surrounding, you notice a patrol heading in your direction.
Okay. With the cloak that I've got on my back, I'm gonna take it off and throw it over my cannon. And then I'm gonna kneel out to it and I'm gonna pretend that it's like a dog. I'm gonna sit there and be like, alright, bad. Next time if you're gonna go to the toilet, I said not to go on the carpet, yeah? You gotta go outside in the alley. Not that way. Bad dog, bad Skittles.
Roll a deception check as they're approaching. They do notice you as you are berating what seems to be an animal covered in a cloak. I mean, they're not stupid, but
19.
19. One of them you hear them as they start to walk past. They slow a little bit. There's 4 of them. The first 2 sort of look over and give a bit of a chuckle. They walk past the second 2. One of them turns back and looks again, realizing that you're not human in this light, and stops. And you hear him say, "Oh, oi, something's not right here." And they all stop and turn and head back to you. What are you going to do?
At that point, I'm gonna be like, Uh-oh, Skittles, time to go. Start walking, and I'm gonna get him to walk because I can make my cannon walk.
Yeah.
5. It's only 5 feet away. Oh, hang on. I think it's 15 feet. The cannon, so it's gonna
Yeah.
start walking slowly away with the cloak on it. Hopefully it stays on.
Okay. So I'm going to make a perception check for the 4 guards to see if they notice anything's up. Ooh, that's not good. 2 fail. That was like 3 of them sort of take a few steps forward and then sort of lose. It seemed like they lose a little bit of interest. So it's like, it's nothing. But one of them says, "Oi, you there? Halt."
No worries. Sorry, it's just me dog. It seems to have walked off on its own. You know what? Look.
What are you doing out here?
Me? Teaching the dog not to, piss on the carpet.
It didn't look like no dog.
Well, that's
Look.
because it's it's missing a leg and an arm. It's, that's why it doesn't like to be seen. That's why I cover it with the cloak. It's got a bit of a problem, like body image issues.
Roll
You
deception.
understand.
Roll deception. Ooh. You better roll high, dude.
23.
23. I rolled a natural 19, so let's see. Ooh. He gives you a real sideways look, like he doesn't trust you. But he says, "All right, you be on your way. Don't let me catch you around here again."
I won't, sir. You have my word. I just, fuck, where'd that dog go? Skittles! Skittles! It'll go run off, after the
Okay.
dog.
And you, as you take off heading back towards your group, I'm assuming you sort of glance behind you and you see the guards reform and carry on with your patrol. So back to Zadriel. The guards at the gate, one of them at the door, one of them turns and whacks his pike on the door. And a few moments later, you see another guard appear, dressed in a slightly different uniform. Much the same uniform, but it seems the shoulder plates, the pauldrons are a little different, and he's wearing a different style of helmet. And he opens the door, and you hear him say, "Yes, what is going on?" And you hear the other dude sort of whisper something to him. And he steps out and approaches you and says, "You are wanting to pay the fine for your friend. Early, you say?" "Dead."
Yes, I am willing to pay a little extra. We will be leaving town in the morning and
Well,
for a couple
he has
things,
been
and we
charged
can't
for
keep it.
drunken and disorderly. The punishment for this is a night in the cell block and a fine of 100 gold pieces. You can pay the fine now, but he will not be released until the morning. This is the law in Vallaki and the decree of the Baron himself. Be thankful
let
that we
the
have
Baron-
the festival in 2 days, otherwise he would go into the stocks for a week as well.
Oh.
So we are being lenient as much as we can be because of
Is
the
there a way
festival.
to talk to him?
No. He was pretty drunk and seems to be snoring loudly from what the guard tells me.
Okay, thank you. And I start to turn away, waiting for him to go back in.
He waits by the door for a few moments as you walk away. Then probably you get about 20 feet away from the door when you hear the door open again and close.
And I'm gonna go back.
You're going to go back? Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Again, the two guards on the thing cross their pikes.
I'm going to say, look at this hammer cog for me, could you? And I'm going to cast command and say sleep to one of them.
To one of them? What's the save for that?
Wisdom.
Natural 18. What is the DC? Your spell DC?
16.
So that would be a failure. And I believe that he knows that you've cast the spell as well if you fail.
I think so. So if he does, I'd like to hit him with my shield.
You're going to hit the guard with your shield. Roll it. Okay, roll. He knows you've been charmed and he goes, oi! And as you lunge forward with the shield, roll to hit.
I don't think it has my shield listed.
Just use what
Just use
your
my
normal.
Warhammer?
Yeah, use your Warhammer stats
Okay.
to roll to hit.
That would be a 18.
18. That will hit, I believe. The guard's armor is not that good. It does hit. Your damage. What are you trying to do? You trying to damage him or to shove him?
Non-lethal, but non-lethal though.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You're just trying to shove him.
Kind of daze him, knock him out a little.
So I'll get you to roll 2d6, please, and add your strength modifier.
15.
You 15. Wow. He only has 11 hit points.
Oh.
So I would say you render him unconscious with a single blow, considering you're trying to be non-lethal. And he is shoved back against the wall, hits his head, and slumps down. At that moment, at the moment that he says, sort of, oi, what's going on? The guard next to him turns and sort of stacks half a step back. You shove forward and smash this guy with a shield, knocking him backwards. He reaches down and grabs his horn and just blows on the horn that's on his belt, alerting the rest of the guard. Now, from inside this building, you hear a number of shouts and calls. You're not sure how many, but it's a lot. And you also hear voices coming from the streets surrounding this building. You hear another horn go off somewhere in the distance, and then another, and then another. We will roll initiative as of now.
Oh.
So everyone except for obviously Skathis, who is headed back towards the inn. Fibblestab, Emilia, Adok, and Zadriel, you will roll initiative, as will the guards. I'll roll initiative for the guards as a whole.
Do the inside guards get any notification or anywhere near the cells be hearing any of this?
There would have been a muffled sound from the cell block, probably not enough to alert them at this point, unless a guard from the upper floor sort of says anything. So you probably wouldn't
Just
have heard it
checking,
from your
yep.
cell. Wouldn't have been loud enough to
I'm
wake
asleep
you if you're
anyway.
asleep. So,
Yeah.
So we've got initiative for them. Let's get off the pad. As I was not expecting this. Actually, no, I was. I preempted this encounter. Did it today. The lucky guard. There we go. So, auto roll initiative. So, Carnos, I'll get you to roll initiative as well, even though you're asleep. Just so I can put you in a particular order if anything happens. So I'll get yours first, sir.
$11.
11. Adok.
17 plus 3, 20.
Dirty 20. Skathis is not there. Zadriel.
17.
Fibblestab.
18.
Emilia.
15.
15. So at the top of the initiative order we have Adok. So the alarm has been sounded. The guard that you've just knocked out is sitting against the wall. He's down. The other guard has stepped back and has reached towards the door and has pulled it and started to pull it open. With that, Adok, you would have heard the horns. You would have made it back to your group, and you probably would have just seen it as Zadriel shoved the guard with a shield. You can now hear the clank of armor coming in from behind you as the guard that you'd spied have now started moving in towards your position, to the proximity of the horn that they've heard.
Right. What I'm going to do, because I could probably see Phil's right next to me, yeah?
Pretty much by this point, you've regrouped with Fibble and Emilia.
I'm going to turn to people and I'm just going to say, I'm going to light the Baron's house on fire. And I'm going to run towards the Baron. And I'm going to, as I'm doing it, because the cannon, when it's at 60 feet range, I can get it to move as my bonus action. So once, I don't know where it is now, so it can.
You would have to, from where you are, the Baron's house is next to the jailhouse, so you can see it from where you are. You're about 50 feet from the jailhouse. It's probably a 75 foot shot from where you are to get to the Baron's house. So you would have to move closer to get a shot, but you can definitely move in that direction.
No, I would run towards that direction, towards where the guards are, where I spoke to them. They're running back that way, and as I'm doing it, I'm going to yell at them and be like, "Oh, help me, sir! Help me! There's someone over there. They've knocked the guard out. You gotta quickly! She's dangerous."
Roll a deception check, as they're already mistrusting of you, so it'll be a disadvantage because they've already dealt with you once this evening as they rush towards your position. And they rolled a dirty 20 on their perception or insight. Sorry, 7. Two of them rush past you, believing your story. The other two, sort of as they get sort of level with you, one stops and just turns and brings his pike down level with your face, and the other sort of sees this and stops behind you, shield up, pike ready. And he just says, "Don't move. Whatever you do, don't move." Doesn't attack. He just holds you at pike point at this stage. What are you going to do?
All right, I won't. But she has knocked out one of your guards. Probably should go to that one first. I won't move here.
There are plenty to deal with that. I got you here. You just stay right there. And with that. We'll say that's the end of your turn unless you want to attack. It's up to you.
The cannon, where it is just going to move the barrel slowly towards them. Okay.
I'll see if they notice that. No, they don't. they don't see the cannon pointing in their direction. We have two guards now with you at pike point. We will now switch to Fiddlestick. You've seen pretty much all that happen. You've seen Zadriel knock over a guard. The other guard has sounded the alarm and has reached for the door and has opened it. You've seen Addock take off towards pretty much the way he came. You've seen the guards come down. So you now got two guards coming from your right towards your general position. And you've got one guard in front of the building and Zadriel. You're about 50 feet away from Zadriel.
And how far roughly am I from the Baron's place?
About 75 feet roughly from the front of the house.
Alright, I'm going to move 25 feet towards the house.
Yep.
And then cast grease at its roof.
Okay. What's the range on grease?
60 feet.
60 feet. Holy shit.
And that covers a 10-foot area.
Okay, so is it... Okay, so you're casting it as high as you can get it?
Yep.
So you've moved 25 feet, which gives you about 45 feet. Yeah, I'd say you probably wouldn't hit the roof because of your stature. So I'd say you'd probably hit the upper part of the...
As much of it.
Yeah, you get the upper part of the wall. You probably wouldn't quite get the roof, but you've hit the house. Maybe the upper part of the wall. Is that all you're going to do at that point?
And that's all I can do.
That's what you can do. Next up is Zadriel.
I am going to hit Branding Smite on my Warhammer.
Yep.
And who is near me? Is anyone near me?
It's the other guard that was at the front door who's reached for the door and started to open it. You can hear, like I said, a lot of voices from inside at this point.
I'm going to hit whoever's closest to me.
Which rolled a hit.
Alright. That's a net 20 for 26.
Holy shit! Yeah, that works. That'll hit.
So I add like what it would be plus what I roll then, yeah.
Generally, you roll your Warhammer's damage,
Right.
and then if your if your branding smite has a damage as well, add that. And then the effect of the branding smite, which I think just gives you the location of the person.
Branding smite adds 2d6, so that would be 26. Yeah.
You kill this guard instantly. You literally explode his head. You hit him in the side of the temple with your warhammer as you push forward with your shield, reach down and swing upwards with your warhammer, catching him in the side of the jaw and face, and literally just his head is no more. It explodes in blood and gore all up the wall and door, and all you hear is a gurgling sound as the blood fills his throat, and he hits the deck almost like instantly.
And like, I am sorry.
With that, you from inside you hear, "We're under attack!" And bursting through the door comes another 2 guard coming at you, shields raised high, and they basically charge into you. So I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Oh, sorry, that's a 9.
A 9. You are shoved off your feet backwards and are now prone. And you'll take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as these 2 guards just charge into you, forming almost like the start of a phalanx at the front of the thing, and they push forward and drop their shields. These are not small shields; they're probably shoulder to knee shields. They're quite big, and you hear more clanging and clunking of armor and metal and that coming from behind. As you sort of right yourself and look up, you see another 2 join, and now you've got 4 guards standing in front of this building, shields almost linked together, and very similar to a shield wall type configuration. With that, it is now Emilia's turn.
Emilia's going to. She's basically still been standing at the back.
Yep.
She's going to move away from the Baron's house, like towards like any sort of alleyway that there might.
Yep,
be.
you can back into the alley.
And she's going to reach for her water flask.
Yep.
She's going to dip her finger in, flick a drop of water in the direction of the jail cell.
Yes.
And she's going to cast create water.
Yep.
in the form of rain, and basically fill the area that is in front of the prison with a heavy rain.
Okay. How much water can you create with that? Just out of curiosity.
Rain in a 30-foot cube.
Okay, cool. So a heavy rain starts to fall, which is not unusual in Barovia, as it's generally raining here all the time. But a heavy rain does start to fall in the front of the jail cell.
And trying to stay out of sight, basically. That's where I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, so there is a couple of guards heading towards your position. If you want to hide from them, I'll need you to roll stealth for me, please, as you back away.
10.
As far as you know, you're hidden. Now it'd be Carnos' turn. By this time, Carnos, you've probably heard a lot of ruckus from upstairs, probably enough to wake you. As the door at the top of the stairs has been opened, and a guard has yelled down, "Secure the prisoners, we're under attack," and has closed and bolted the door. You can hear a heavy bolt being used on that door. And you hear the clatter of metal armor in the hallway outside your cell. The little window in your door has a flap on it. It is closed, so you can't see anything. You're in pitch black, but you can hear the muffled sounds and the footfalls of a lot of heavily armored individuals above you. Even though it's a concrete ceiling, but you can still hear that sort of echoing above you. Dull, but it's definitely hearable.
What type of door is in front of me?
It's a metal door. It is banded iron, heavy rivets. Definitely, this jail cell has been designed very well. I mean, you can't see it, but you'd be able to feel it. It's iron. It's not wood.
Okay, sweet. I just want to knock on the door, like, because I've heard the guard, but I'll bang on the door 3 times and say, "Excuse me, guard. Something crazy is going on here.
You quiet. We got under control."
There's someone in here. They've broken through the wall."
Roll deception with disadvantage.
Oh shit! A 2 and a 1. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. There he goes. Yeah, right. Cool your heels, troublemaker.
All right, fair enough.
With that, it is now the guard's turn. So the 2 guards with you, Adok, both tell you to get on the ground, face down. Face down, now.
All right. I'm a feeble old man, and I'm gonna get it on my knees.
And do you get down on face down or just on your knees?
On my knees.
The first guard hits you with a 17 as he shoves you with a like literally front kicks you from the back and kicks you forward. You'll need to make a strength save for me, please, to see if you do.
Can I choose to fail it?
You can choose to fail it if you wish.
Yep.
So you are now prone, facing the dirt, and you now have a guard with his knee pressed in your back, and he is shackling your hands. The other guard has now got his pike like an inch from your nose, telling you not to move. Don't you fucking move. What is your cannon doing at this point?
It's
about to fire. Is it moving though, or is it stationary?
It has a cone, so because I've got the fire one, so it's
Okay.
in a has to
No,
be.
but is your cannon still moving? Is it moving into a position, or is it moved and stopped?
If it's in a 15-foot cone of fire range, it would have stopped by now. If it is.
I would say it probably would have. So
Yeah.
So it's not moving. So roll another quick disadvantage perception. Still hasn't noticed it. But both these guys, one's on top of you, so you're probably in the line of fire here as well. Just so you know.
Okay.
15-foot cone. If you're trying to hit these guys, you're in line of fire right now because one's on top of you and the other's 10 feet from you with a pike in your face.
No, that's fine.
So that's them. The other 2 guards that are approaching towards where the rest of you were standing, they get to the sort of open area. They did not notice you, Emilia, as you sort of step back into the shadows. As they turn and look towards the jail, they do spy Fibble heading towards the Baron's house, and they see Zadriel prone with the guards lining up outside the front of the jailhouse. They start making a beeline towards Fibblestip. They will not get to you at this point, but you will definitely hear them coming up from behind you. They're not silent. They're all in chain and plate armor, so there's not quiet at all. So they'll be probably shouting at you as well. But they're definitely running towards your position. The guards in the guardhouse / jail, another 4 exit the front and join their compatriots, forming almost like a semicircle out of the front of the jailhouse, blocking the entry. And you hear more clattering of that voices coming in from behind. There's a few more fill in from behind. You now got 2 rows of town guard in front of you, Zadriel. None of them are going to attack you at this point. You hear from behind the shields voice, "Stand down! Do not attack any further, otherwise we will force to attack. Lay down your weapons." And that's all they will do at this point. We will then go back to the top of the initiative order, which will be Adok.
Great. I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
Can you cast that with your hands shackled behind your back? Is it somatic?
Oh, sorry. Oh, crap. Verbal and somatic is. Damn it. I read
So,
instantaneous thoughts
yeah.
of will.
Unfortunately, as your hands are bound, you are unable to
That's fine.
create the glyphs needed to cast the spell.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all right. I'll just fire the cannon instead.
You're going to fire again?
Yeah.
Is it? It's a dex save?
Dex save, yeah.
Dex save. You will automatically fail because you are prone and shackled. The guards, one will fail, one will succeed. What's your spell DC?
So DC of 14.
Yeah,
Dex save.
rolled a 14 on the dice. So that's a fail and a save. So what is the damage of your...
For the one that fails, takes 9, and half of that for the one that saves.
And you will also take 9. So that'll be 4. As the cannon fires and sprays its cone of flame out, the one standing off to the side is one that takes the full brunt of the force, and you can see he's like cutting himself trying to put out the bit of flame that's on it. The other one sort of doesn't really take a lot of damage and manages to maintain his position with his knee in the center of your back, and he then as a reaction from that, smashes his shield into the back of your head with a 16 to hit. I believe that'll hit.
Except I can use shield as a reaction.
Yes, you can. So what's the... What does that increase your DC? You can't? Is that somatic as well?
It's somatic.
So you can't. So I believe that hits then.
Damn it,
so that will be... you will need to make a Constitution saving throw. You will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And your con save will determine whether you remain conscious or not.
19 on the con save.
You are seeing stars in front of your eyes. You are not fully unconscious, but you're almost there. You are not feeling too well. You've taken a huge amount of damage. So, yeah, that is you. Fiddleston, we're now back to you, sir. At this point, you notice lights coming on in the front of the Baron's house, like someone's lit a lantern, and you can hear voices coming from the Baron's house as well.
Alright, I move another 25 feet and then cast Firebolt at the grease.
Okay. Which will ignite the grease, definitely. Grease is flammable. Does it say what damage the grease will do once it's ignited? So we will say we'll use the fireball's damage for the initial damage to the structure. So whatever, you won't even need to roll to hit. It'll definitely hit it. You've moved close enough.
Yeah, so it'll be 10 points of damage.
So 10 points of damage. I will make a note of that because I do have a hit point value for the wall on the front of that house, because I kind of figured you'd do this. I got myself organized. So 10 points of damage, and we'll say it'll do... What's its damage die on your fireball?
It's 2d10.
Okay, so it would be 2d10 every round, we'll say, to the house, as it is now igniting the front of the house. And I'll roll a die every round to see if it spreads to some of the sticks and that are all around the place. The one thing you do notice as you do fire this, the front door flies open and a very large looming figure steps forward. A figure you recognize because you only met him earlier this day. And he looks out and sees you, and the calm look on his face that you'd seen earlier that day turns into a very furrowed brow as his eyes come down to meet yours. His gesture changes. He reaches back, grabs his axe, and uncloaks his left arm. Now I need to find his stat block. I had it here somewhere. Where are we? He will be there. So as he steps out, what's the range on that? 60 feet. So you're definitely within range. You see his arm start to glow from the elbow, and it moves slowly at first, then quickly down to his hand as his hand ignites, and he fires and will hit you with a dirty 20. And he will hit you with 10 fire damage. There is no save on it, it is a roll to hit, so it's just straight up 10 fire damage as you are struck in the chest with a mini fireball. It's about 3 or 4 feet round. It's quite a large thing, but it just comes firing at you and just hits you square in the chest. Doesn't knock you over, but it definitely hits you pretty hard. And then he starts charging towards you. I need to add him to the initiative order, which I'll roll that now. He rolls low. I'll get a sec. Initiative. What is his? Ooh. This is not going to go well for you guys. So add him to initiative order. So, is that you, Fibble?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
So Zadriel, is now back to your turn. You now are still prone. You are able to get up with half your movement, but you are now confronted with what looks to be maybe a dozen Valakian guard blocking the front of the jail, calling for you to drop your weapons and to surrender.
So I slowly get up with half my movement and cast Misty Step for the roof.
To the roof?
Yep.
Which you can do so. You hit the moment you disappear and reappear on the roof of the jail. You hear, "Hey, where'd you go? Fan out! Find her! Find the rest of them!" And you then see several guards start to scatter. Not all of them. You're still hearing a lot of voices from inside as well at this point. You're hearing voices come from inside, voices come from outside. You see a few guards scatter left and right. A couple sort of head round the building, another one sort of heads off to another direction. You can tell they're not stupid. They are definitely looking, and they're not rushing off just looking willy-nilly. They're being very, very cautious about where they go.
So that was my bonus action.
Yes.
So I can still is there anyone like kind of singled out looking around?
Not really. They are all moving in either pairs or trebles. They're not separating themselves.
Can I see Amelia from where I am?
No, you would not. She's moved back into an alley.
You
can see Fibble from where you are, and you can see he's being charged by a very large individual indeed. And you probably wouldn't be able to see Adok from where you are either. He's be obscured by a building as well.
Can't see Adok. Okay. So, I'm asking for an opinion. Would it be logical for Zadriel if I knew that they went off together and I only see one, that something's amiss? Or would that be a little bit...
Well, it's up to you. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't know that Adok's in the trouble right now, because you were engaged in your own little scuffle at the same time. So you definitely know something's up with that with Fibblesib for sure, because you can see that from your position.
And I can't reach. How many feet away would they be?
Probably about 50 feet from your position. 50, 60 feet.
I'm gonna throw a javelin. Can go 120 feet. Yeah.
Yep. So
Oh,
you're definitely within range.
I'm gonna try and throw a javelin
At Isaac.
at Isaac.
I mean, you don't know who this guy. I mean, you know who he is, but you've never met him. But you know him as Isaac.
Is he looking aggressively at Fibble, or
Oh,
is he
he's
just
charging.
standing there?
He is charging at
I'm
Fibble.
definitely throwing a javelin at Isaac.
Yeah, he is charging hard out at Fibble.
For 15.
That will hit.
Oh, good. Be 11 points of damage. Piercing.
Unfortunately, it doesn't even seem to slow him down. It hits him, it impales him, hits him in the right arm as he's charging forward, and he doesn't even slow his pace.
Okay.
He is continuing his charge. And that is, I believe, I know you still got movement, if you wish, but you are now 20 feet off the ground on the roof of the building.
I'd like to move across the roof to see if I can see either Emilia or Adok, and I'm just kind of crouching down.
You can move from one side to the other. You can't really move much further down the building.
Sideways, yeah.
Yeah, so roll a perception check to see if you can see either of your friends.
9.
Unfortunately not. You know roughly where you guys started, and Emily is not where you left her. And you can hear other guards and that shouting. Like, all these guards are shouting or shouting at each other. They're communicating. They're sort of saying, no, can't see her here. She can't have gone far. She used some kind of magic. And you can tell that they communicate. They've dealt with this sort of stuff before. They're moving in pairs now in the sort of a synchronized search pattern. You can see them sort of spreading out. You can still hear a lot of voices out the front, so you get the impression, even though you can no longer see directly below you, that there's still a line of defense at the front of the jail.
So I'm just going to crouch down and wait till this is up.
Okay.
That's it for me.
That is it for you. Emilia, it is now your turn. You have seen two of the guard that were heading into your position. They've now turned and headed back towards the front of the jail. They seem to be, from your position, you can see where they're heading. They seem to be heading towards Fiddlestip as well.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what I want to do.
You got to do something. Well, you don't have to. You can just not do anything. It's up to you.
The two guards that are heading towards Bibble, are they still in the rain?
The whole front of the jail is it's raining heavily. So Zadriel, you'll be wet through as well. That 30-foot radius would probably cover the entire front of the jail and probably part of the roof.
Is there any group of soldiers that are still standing in a group?
Yes, there's a whole bunch of them in the front of the jail that are standing in a group, blocking the entrance to the jail.
Emilia is going to basically aim at the biggest group of people.
Yep.
And she's going to use shape water, and all the water that is covering their faces.
Yep.
She's going to turn it black, basically blinding them.
You can colour it, can you? Yes, I think you can.
We can change the colour, yes.
But it's only a 5-foot total, so you wouldn't get them all.
So I'd get a good chunk of them.
You'd get a few. You'd definitely get a few. We'd probably only get 2 or 3 because yeah. Let's roll. We'll make it a dice roll. You'll be able to blind 5 of the guards in the front as the water changes colour and runs into their eyes. It won't last forever because there is rain pouring on them as well. And it's not a concentration spell, so you can't hold it. How long does shape water, how long does that last normally?
An hour.
An hour. So we'll say you better hold it for that hour then. So you do hear from the guard, you hear someone going, can't see what, and what you see is other guards pulling those guards back towards the jail and others taking their place. So it's like, there seems to be, like, there's a number of guard in this jailhouse. What you also hear now, can I get you, Zadriel as well? Pibble, you're probably not really going to notice this at this point. Adok, you may as well. So Adok, Emilia, and Zadriel, can I get you to roll a perception check, please?
That's a nat one.
A natural 1. So you don't notice anything. Adok, what was yours? A 4?
A 5.
A 5, well, that's not much better. Emilia,
14.
14. So you're now hearing a lot of voices coming from behind you. It's hard to determine how many people, but it's a lot of people. As more horns can be heard as well, everyone can hear the horns. Even Carnos now, you can start to hear the ruckus going on from outside. Even though it's muffled, you can definitely hear something's up. With that, it is now Carnos. It is your turn again if you wish to attempt to do anything in your blackened cell.
I
Yeah,
still have movement and stuff.
What's that, sorry? Well, you got a cantrip, so you got movement and stuff you wish, yeah.
So, Adok's quite hurt, isn't he?
You would... I don't know you'd be able to see him from your position, because you backed into an alley out of his eyesight, unfortunately.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move down down the alleyway further.
Yep.
Just basically looking for any patch of dirt on the ground.
There are patches here and there. I mean, it's generally cobblestone in Vallaki, but there are patches here and there that you can find. Definitely. So you move further back down the alley. I will need you to make another stealth check, please. 15, no problem. As far as you are aware, you are hidden. Now to Carnos.
Right, so Carnos feels along the door for the hinge side.
Yep.
He backs up so he's facing the hinge side, basically facing the corner of the room. And he goes down on one knee for a second. He says, Strahd, all right, back me up on this. And he stands up and he says, Mr. Strahd, you appeared in my cell. And he's saying this quite loud as he can sort of muster. You appeared in my cell just as you said you would. What is your next port of call? Kill the guards. And he's trying to make it sound like Strahd's in the cell with him.
Are you going to try and imitate Strahd's voice, or are you just going to have the one-sided conversation?
He is going to try and imitate Strahd's voice as well.
Okay, so you have heard Strahd's voice, so we'll make it a performance check.
He goes, yes, I see you're doing well in here. And, okay, performance.
Roll performance.
Did you say disadvantage?
Yes, it will be a disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, you're not as drunk as you made out to be, but yeah, still be a disadvantage.
Okay, this is good. So, it's good enough for me. Performance is 18.
18. And the insight check from the guard will be a 17. So, the guard sort of says, Oi, who are you talking to? And he opens the slot and holds the torch up. And you said you were to one side, eh?
Yeah, I was trying to make it look like I was facing the hinge side, so no matter how he looks, he wouldn't be able to see.
So yeah, he's unable to see you in the cell from his position, and he just says, you can hear him. So you hear him sort of his helmet hitting the window, kind of look through, trying to get a better picture of the thing.
Right, I'm gonna straight fist right through that hole. My fist will fit through that gap.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
Right.
Roll to hit with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, okay.
Unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike. I'm going to utilise my luck. That
You have a luck,
here.
no problem.
So what does the luck do again?
That will give you a reroll, I believe.
Sweet. Heaps better. So that's 18 to hit.
That does hit. What is your unarmed strike damage?
6.
6. Not enough to put him down, but close. He is dazed somewhat.
I've got another strike. One strike. I'm gonna do like a double.
Okay,
Leave.
again with disadvantage.
A little lower this time. 12.
That will miss. The second one, you will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you strike his helmet. As the first one gets him to drop his head a little bit, and you hit the top of his helmet.
Okay, and I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
which gives me another action. I want to grapple him around the neck, trying to choke him with action surge. Am I able to get my hand through, or is it easier just to punch?
You can probably get you've noticed you're able to punch through it, so your hand will fit.
Okay, I'm going to try and squeeze his neck, like.
You try to reach through and
choke him
grapple.
out
So
from the front.
roll.
Grab the
Yeah.
front of the neck and try and rip it out. That's what I'm
So
going for.
roll strength v strength. So this will be a strength check. So.
Okay.
So his was not good. Okay, strength v dexterity. So it'll be dex save. And you'll roll.
I dropped it on the floor. I might have to roll again. Oh, I lost dice. Right. So 22.
You definitely grab him around his throat and start to squeeze. But it is this moment you feel a natural 19 blow across your forearm with a blunt object, which you will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the second guard that's in this hallway has noticed what was going on and has rushed to his friend's aid and has smashed you in the forearm with his club, his billy club.
Okay.
And it hurt. It's hurt a lot, forcing you to pull your arm back into the cell, and the little door gets closed, and you hear a little pin being shoved into it. And the dude hits the door and says, "That's the last time you tried out. Don't think you'll be getting out of here in the morning."
Excellent. Carnos will sit back down, grinning to himself.
I bet he is. Son of a bitch. Well done. So that will be Carlos' turn now. It's the guards' turn again. As the guards start to fan out, Emily, you heard the voices coming in from the opposite side of town. From your hiding place, you notice a large crowd of Valakian individuals, torches, clubs, heading towards the jail. From your position, you're not sure whether they are there to aid the guard or there to against the guard. You have no idea, but there's looks like 30 to 50 people, kind of hard to tell in this low light, but there's a lot of voices and yelling, and they're definitely moving towards your position. The guards in the front of the jail cell tighten up their position in the front, and there are guards still searching for you, Zadriel. We're going to make some perception rolls here. And you hear from your right-hand side, "Oi, she's up there!" As one of the guards probably spies your foot as you were sort of crouching down towards one side. And now you hear the clatter of armor on that side, and some come around from the other side too. And they give you an ultimatum. "Come down before we start shooting at you. Put down your weapons. Surrender." That is pretty much all the guard's going to do with you. Over to Adok. You are, once again, the guard that's kneeling on your back. You hear him put his pike down beside you, and you hear something be drawn from like drawn through metal, like wood on metal, and you are struck across the back of the head again. This time again with a 17 to hit, and it's a non-lethal attack, so we're not going to roll for damage, but you will need to roll a con save at disadvantage for me, please.
Oh, 7.
You are now unconscious.
Oh.
Your eyes, initially you get that crack across the back of your skull, and your eyes go an immense white, and then blackness as you black out.
Okay.
So with that, we would be back at the top of the initiative order with Adok, but since Adok is now unconscious, we will then go to Fibblestib. Actually, no, we won't. We will go to Isek, as he is last in the initiative order. Isek closes the range to you and gets into melee range. Looks at you, gives you a sideways look, and says, "So why do you attack the Baron's house? Stand down, or I'll be forced to attack. Again." And you see his arms start to glow again.
Payment for it. I don't know anymore.
So do you stand down? Do you muscle up? What are you doing?
You find out. My turn.
Okay, well that would be now, because that's all he's going to do. He's readied himself for another attack. The house will take another 10 points of fire damage. As now you see, as you sort of look past him, you'll see servants coming out with buckets of water trying to douse the flames.
That's not going to really help.
Not really, but that's what they're doing anyway.
So I'm going to launch another grease ball at the house to try to splatter the flame a little bit more around.
Okay. Let's see what Essex got in his arsenal as a reaction. No, he's can't really do anything, so you will succeed in casting your spell. Grease does hit the house. Go get your roll to hit with a DC of 15 to beat to be accurate enough to hit the already burning grease that's there.
So I'll just use that.
Just use your spell hit DC.
$23.
And that's pretty accurate. And it does increase the size of the burning as the next part of grease does also catch. By this point, yeah, it's pretty well. It's not engulfed in flame, but it's the outside of the house is stone, but there is wooden parts of it that have started to ignite as well. Anything else?
And then I'm going to move another 25 feet because that's.
In which direction?
Kind of trying to go around the house so I can.
Trying to go around the house.
Yeah. So
you will take an attack of opportunity from Isaac, who is standing in your face right now.
That's okay.
So he will. Hits you with a 15.
You'll miss me with the 15.
Miss with a 15. Nice. Okay, so he misses as you are quick and short and shoot off around towards the side of the house, heading towards the side of the house. Servants rapidly trying to put out these flames, not really helping too much. You hear them calling out for someone inside. It's not working, it's not going out. And that is your turn, unless you got a bonus action.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I do have a bonus action. I'll save it.
By this stage, you can also hear the rally of more voices coming from behind you towards town. Adok, you could no longer hear them because you're unconscious. Zadriel, you'd also be able to hear them at this point as well. From your position, you'd probably almost be able to start to see the crowd moving towards the jail. And I'll say it's a big crowd, probably 40 plus people. It is now your turn. You have several guards looking up at you from the right-hand side of the jailhouse. You can hear them shouting commands at you from behind and the right. They know you're there, and ordering you to come down, surrender, or they will start shooting arrows at you, basically.
I'm going to stand on the roof and spread my arms in that palm up gesture outspread, and I'm going to use my trait and make my wings sprout and my eyes glow And I'm going to say, the Morning Lord commands you to stand down. That's my action.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage, because the Morning Lord has not been present in these lands for over 400 years.
They might not have ever saw wings. 17, because the other one was a 22.
You get the impression from the looks that you get from some of them. Some of them are like amazed, they sort of stagger back, wow, kind of thing. But others don't buy it. There's a lot of guards here, and one of them yells out, "Don't fall for that trickery! It's magic. Her friends are magic as well." So that was your action.
That is my action, and then I'm going to quickly move to the other side of the roof, so they have to walk around.
As you move to the other side of the roof, as you peer down, you notice there's 3 or 4 guard on that side either. They're basically moving in around, so there are guards sort of almost everywhere at this point. They're not unorganized at all. You definitely get that impression that they've dealt with this kind of, well, not this particular kind of thing, but they've dealt with these types of situations before. They know how to organize themselves. They have relatively good leadership by the looks of it, and they know what they're doing.
Yep. So I'm going to stand kind of in the middle-ish.
Yep.
So I can still look and see.
You do see from your position several bows being passed out and arrows being knocked at this point. With that, Emilia is now back to you as you back into the alley looking for some dirt. As you back into the alley, you lose line of sight of the jailhouse, however, as you move further down the alley. But you are, as far as you know, hidden, and there are a few patches of dirt that can be seen.
Okay, so from where I am, is it around the building that I'm next to be near the Baron's house, or?
No, you've moved back in the opposite direction, away from the Baron's house. The alley that you guys were standing at was more or less on the opposite side of the road of the Baron's house.
Alrighty, I'm gonna sort of still not know what I'm doing. Yeah, still don't know. I'm basically gonna try to move around the building I'm next to.
Yep.
Sort of to come out on the other side.
You can do that. You will have to make another stealth check to remain hidden from the large group of people that are moving in your towards your position.
13.
As far as you know, you're hidden. Anything else you want to do?
Not really.
Okay, so you remain where you are for this time being. Now to Carnos. You have taken a seat, taken a little bit of damage. You feel like your arm might have broken it. It was a pretty hefty shot, and it hurts.
Wriggles his wrist around. Well, he starts drunken singing. He says, he's trying to piss the guards off. That's what he's trying to do. There once were some guards in the town of Villaki. They were piss weak and not very lucky. They follow blind laws, they fight like old whores. They're scared of one man in his cell, it's so darky. That's what I came up with in that one round. And he kicks the door a couple of times from his seated position. And he says, "Yeah, weak piss losers."
And all you hear from the other side is, "Shut the fuck up." You get the impression I've dealt with idiots like you before.
That's it for Carnos.
Next up, the guards. Again, Fibble, you are obviously unconscious. Not Fibble, Adok, you're unconscious and unaware, but... can I get Zadriel just Zadriel to make a perception check for me just quickly, and Emilia with disadvantage too, please. Zadriel, yours is normal. Emilia, yours is with disadvantage, because I think he'd be outside of your line of dark vision. So
15 for me.
15 for you,
22.
even with disadvantage. Holy
Yep.
shit!
Oh wait, no, sorry, disadvantage.
Yep.
11. Sorry,
11. You
that's
still
the
get the
wrong
plus. You still get to add the extra +2.
one. Yeah,
Okay, so 11. We will be doing hydrate very shortly. We're going to take a short break soon. With that, yeah, you see two guards sort of walking back through the position where you were, and they seem to be carrying something. You can't quite make out what it is. Zadriel, from your position, as they approach and start turning towards the city jail, to the jailhouse, you notice these two guards walking towards the jailhouse, carrying a small individual, bald, greyish, definitely shackled and appears to be unmoving. Whether you determine whether it's Adok or not at this point, probably unsure, but they're definitely carrying something small and greyish. Because you have dark vision, yeah, out to 60 feet. Yeah. And there's a few torches out and around now too. Even with the heavy rain, the torches are sort of sputtering and burning, but they're still shedding a bit of light.
There is also a building on fire.
And there's a big building on fire. That's next door, and that's shedding a fair amount of light from the building. So yeah, you would definitely see that. So that was Carnos' turn. The guards. That was guards with you. Zadriel, you are issued with another command from the ground from both sides. You hear from in front and behind. Surrender, or we will fire. This is your last chance.
Seeing the little gray being and knowing that I know a little gray being, I'm going to cast Moonbeam on one of the people carrying him, which is
The paladin's allowed to cast Moonbeam.
Yep.
It's a homebrew spell. I'm sure of it.
No, Moonbeam's a 5e spell.
Didn't know paladins could cast that.
Yeah, it's got paladin right underneath.
Wow. We'll learn something new every day. I didn't realize that. I thought that was a druid thing.
Yeah, I know how to use it. Yay!
Awesome. So Moonbeam. At what level are you going to cast Moonbeam? Well, the only level you can. Second.
Yeah.
So con save. Which who are you casting it at?
One of the people carrying Edok.
So it's a con save. That is a natural 19.
All right, so I don't remember if it's half or if it's.
That is half on a
it is
half on a success,
Okay,
so 2d10.
Half of 18 is 9, so 9.
So with
Makes
that, that particular guard does indeed take the 9 points of damage and drops whatever he's carrying, because it's sort of staggered back a little bit, and drops, which causes his friend to drop this person thing as well. Adok, you'll take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're dropped on your face. Unfortunately, you're still unconscious, so you won't feel it, so you're good. But you are still unconscious. If you have been reduced to 0 hit points, you will have to start making death saves, however.
That's death saves, yeah.
Okay, so make your death saves, don't put them on your sheet. DM me your death saves if you are making death saves. So that's those guards. Actually, it wasn't even your. Was that your turn, Zadriel? No, it wasn't actually your turn, but we'll let it go.
Oh, whoops. Well,
We'll take that. We'll take that as your turn. But do you, obviously seeing that you decided not to follow the guard's instruction, you're going to take a barrage of arrow fire. We're going to be rolling a number of attacks here. There'll be 6 attacks. Let's see what we've got here. First one. We're going to find my guard. Guards. 21 to hit.
Mhm.
Second, 11, so that'll miss. Third, 12, that'll miss. Holy crap, 30 rolls. Fourth, 16. Believe that misses as well. Does 16 miss?
Yeah.
Yep. So 2 more, that misses. Holy crap, only one of these is going to hit. Nope, that one will hit too, 21. So you will take 8 points of piercing damage as you are struck. One in the lower thigh, in the back of, right in behind where your armor joins, and the other finds a join in your armor just above your rib cage on the right hand side. You're struck by 2 arrows. Once again, the verbal command is issued. Surrender, or we will continue to fire. So with that, it is now Essex's turn. And Fibble, he closes the gap on you very quickly. He's able to get to you without any hassles at all. And he will attack you, seeing that you've cast another greasy fire at the house. He will hit you with his first attack with a 17. And the second will be a natural 20.
Yeah, that's a hit too.
So the first one will be 13 points of slashing damage. And the second will be 26 points of slashing damage. Again, if you are reduced to 0 hit points, start making death saves and DM me your death saves starting on your next turn. No problem, Cam, thank you for that. So with that, we're now back at the top of the initiative order, which will be Adok. So another death save from you, please, Adok. No problem. And next up, Fibblestib. What is Fibblestib doing? Right, so Fibble is down as well. Zadriel, you'd probably see this from your position. You would see Fibblestib go down. You know Adok is down, face down in the dirt also. You are unsure whether he is conscious or not. But you've seen Fibblestib take an attack from Essek and go down as well. Not from your position, Drax. You moved further around the other side of the building, unfortunately, as per what you said you wanted to do. So with that, it is now Zadriel's turn, which you kind of did with your spell, so we'll skip you. Emily, it is now your turn. You are now quite close to this group of people that are funneling through the alley you're in. We're going to make a couple of rolls as they pass through. No one sees you. No one sees you. Luckily for you, no one sees you as they filter through the alley towards the jail. Zadriel, what you see is a large group of people start flooding in towards the jail and start surrounding the jail. From your estimation, from where you are, these people are not here to fight the guards. They are here in support of the guards. Almost, they are wearing leather armor. Almost looks like some form of militia that are employed by the township of Vallaki to help when the guards seem to be having a little bit of trouble. So, Emilia, what are you doing as these people pass you down this alleyway?
There's street lights around the place.
There are fire lanterns in the city streets. Not all streets are lit. Where you currently are is quite dim and dark, but there are street lanterns around the place.
Is there any within, I don't know, 60 feet of me?
Roll a perception check.
Uh, 20.
It's probably one, maybe, in close enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna use control flames, and I'm gonna make the flame jump. Oh, sorry. Is there a building near us, or is this in the middle of the street?
It's on the street. The closest building's probably 20 or 30 feet from it.
Damn. Well, that ruins that idea.
I think I understood what you were trying to do, and it was a good idea.
Emily is going to sort of move around the building, sort of follow the group in.
Yep.
Still trying to stay out of sight.
So you're going to move up in behind the group. We won't get you to make another stealth check at this point. I think they haven't really noticed you, so.
Oh, that's good.
And is that you?
Can I see Eddock, or is he...
He'd be obscured by the crowd of people that have just funneled in down towards the jail at this point.
Can I see anyone else in the group?
You can see, you'll probably be able to see Zadriel on the roof, because she's above everybody else. How long did your wings last for, Zadriel?
1 minute, or until I turn them off.
So probably by this point, your wings are probably gone, but you could definitely see Zadriel up on the roof.
Isn't a minute 9 turns? Like...
yeah, I suppose. They're probably still up. Yeah, I'd say so. They're still up then. So you'd be standing out like a beacon, so you probably wouldn't have been able to hide at all up there with your bright yellow wings. So yes, you can definitely see Zadriel, who is shining like a lighthouse on top of the jailhouse roof.
Okay, and the rain will still be pissing down on me.
Yes, well, your rain lasts for an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sweet, so Zadriel's the only one I can see.
Yep.
Sweet, well, I'm not going to do anything else then.
And back to Carnos, sitting in jail cell. Not much you can do, really. I mean, unless there's something else you want to try.
No, he's resigned to the fact that they're not going to do anything. They're pretty pussy. And he's saying that, oh, yeah, pussies, I'm just going to go to sleep if you're not going to fight me. And he lays back on his sack bed and tries to get back to sleep.
And you hear them chuckling outside. Again, you get that impression that they've dealt with drunks, they've dealt with that type of behaviour before. They're not going to be suckered into a fight. So with that, we will take a short break, and we'll come back to this battle very shortly. It's just 9:15. So guys in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Era, awesome to see you in the chat. Blue Jay, Lady Litany, good to see you guys back again. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back in about 5 minutes, and we'll get back into this interesting situation and see how it plays out. What's up, chat? I'm back. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Good to see you guys hanging out with us as usual. Fat Pack, what's up? Thank you for the follow. I did see that before. Appreciate it very much. Lose the glasses. I can't read if I lose the glasses, Nutty. To lose the glasses is so when I'm playing a game. Very sure but good otherwise. I mean, it's no good, Blue Jay. Making up a character, Fat Pack, nice. Do you play regularly D&D, or are you just mucking around and creating a character just because you can? You play board? Nice.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yes, very.
You're muted.
Oh, shit. I'm muted. Yes, it will be very interesting.
It's fun, though. I mean...
Hey,
yeah,
it is what it is. It's like, that's D&D, man.
You know what I like about it? It does feel like a very chaotic last-minute plan because there was lack of communication, so that we all just got tangled, and then it just ended up in this mess.
Yes.
I feel like Carnos had a definite genius plan to figure something out, and we've all jumped to conclusions because he hasn't told us anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, but like you say, I mean, you guys have acted the way that you've acted for whatever reasons. You as characters have reasons for why you've done exactly what you've done, whether it ends badly or not. That's D&D, man. It's just how it is.
That's what I mean. I think everyone literally would have just let Carnos be in there if it wasn't for the conversation with the Baron going, if we see you're in trouble again, it's going to end badly for you. So then.
Yeah, so why not end it badly on a grand scale?
Carnos had no expectation of anyone coming to save him. I thought Carnos was just gonna spend the night in the cell, get picked up in the morning, get told off. Carnos did not know about your conversation with the Baron. Yes. One unfortunate thing.
That's why Adok was so like, no, we can't leave him in there, because everyone else was like, yeah, we'll just leave him there. Adok's like, we can't.
Scathers is headed back to the. He's probably hearing his horns going, "What the fuck's going on? Fuck this, I'm out."
That's exactly what I'd imagine Scathers would do in that situation, though.
See, I'd imagine he'd run in without like, oh no, he's going first, he's running in, like as we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably what Trashy would do. Whether Scathers would do that, I don't know. Again, it's kind of hard when you've got a character away to do that sort of thing, and I don't want to put him in a situation where his character might die when he's not here.
Yeah, it's safer that he's not getting dead while he's not
here.
Yeah,
so sure. It's just easier to have him out of the situation and say, look, he wasn't sure that this was the right idea. Fuck, I'm out of here. I'm just going to go back to and think about it. He may turn around and come back knowing possibly what's going on. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I feel like that's the only 50-50 decision, like knowing character.
Or, like I said, there is an option that he's already been arrested and being brought back to jail anyway, because most of the guard know who you guys are because you are strangers in town. So chances are that Scathus stands out like dog's balls as a tiefling in a predominantly human town, and is possibly being picked up anyway. So there is that possibility. I just love how
we turned into criminals really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Really quickly.
It's supposed to be the heroes, guys.
Well, actually, you say criminal, I say hero.
It's a fine line.
These cops are all bad. The government in the city is bad. We are doing the right thing.
As long as you believe that, that's all that counts.
It's a matter of that's all the definition of good and evil is.
That's exactly. It's all about perspective.
That's Strahd's point of view. It's a matter of perspective.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. I love people. He's a dick, she's a dick, Strahd's a dick, they're all dicks, we kill dicks.
Alright, dicks, let's get back into this.
I just love Zandra too, like, it makes a guard's head explode and then goes, sorry. Like, what are you supposed to say in that situation?
So, we left off with Carnos choosing not to carry on, knowing he's probably not going to get the attention of the guards that he wants anymore. So it's now back to the guards' turn in this particular scuffle. again, Zedriel, you were given an order to come down or be fired upon. How do you react?
So it's my turn again.
It's not
I'm
not your
gonna-
turn. It's not your turn. It's just how do you respond to the order to surrender or be fired upon again? As
Silence.
you
Oh, wait, my turn.
you silence. Okay, so as the guards draw their bows once again and make a series of attacks. Natural 20, 19, 17. 17 hit? Or was that miss? So you got 2 hits. Natural 1. Wow. 2 natural 1s. Holy crap.
Okay, they should stumble into each other and screw up the guys that are ahead of me.
24. So you got three
They
three
could
hits.
actually launching the arrows straight into themselves.
you get 2 arrows go completely wide as they do not find any kind of target in this particular situation. But you do take 3 arrow hits. That's what we say. We'll roll it. 11 points of piercing damage as the arrows find purchase. Again, you hear another call asking for your surrender, or you'll be fired upon again. As we now move down the line, the militia and everything starts spreading out around the building. You know at this point, realistically, you really don't have anywhere to go. You can now, from your position, see roughly maybe 70 people in and around this building, looking up at you, looking around at other people. The guards have told them to fan out. There are others, find the strangers. So they're now starting to really fan out and start looking for people. So we're going to make a couple of perception checks as they fan out around. A few of these people fan out around the buildings. 19. It's pretty good. Emilia, I need you to roll another stealth check for me, please, to remain hidden. You need to beat a 19 to remain hidden. Eight. With that, you, from your left, you see a group of, say, maybe 3 or 4 individuals carrying torches and clubs go, so moving towards your direction, going, and one of them says, "There, I see someone. Get them!" And they start moving towards you. With that, we will then move to Essek, who turns and says something. You can't quite hear it, Zadriel, but you hear him say something, and you, from where your position, you can see a woman step outside of the house, and as she turns and looks up at the flames that are really starting to take hold on the house now, she holds both her hands up, and you see a burst of white energy streak from her hands, and part of the flame is extinguished as the grease solidifies. Not all of it, but most of that flame is now being extinguished. Damn, can't speak. With that, it is now back to the top initiative order with Adok. And another save from you, please. So next up is Fibble, and a save from you, sir. Cool. Zedriel, is now your turn. You are pretty much now surrounded. Several bows drawn and aimed at you. You can see another individual being sort of talked to by one of the guards. This person's wearing robes, not unlike a mage or a cleric. And you can't hear what's being said, but something's definitely going on.
I
there we go.
am going to pull up my thingy here. I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Adok for 10 heal.
60-foot range on that.
That is a. I'm looking.
Pretty sure it is.
Touch instantaneous. It doesn't say a range, which is weird.
Cure
What was-
wounds, I believe, is
think
touch.
it's
Oh,
right.
it's a touch. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna go fly down to Adok, touch him, and cure wounds.
What's your flight speed?
My flight speed is 30, I believe. I'm gonna look right now.
So you will be able to use. You won't quite make it to him with 30 feet of flight speed. You will get close to him, but you will have to move another 10 to 15 feet to be able to get within touch reach of him. But you will take a number of attacks of opportunity as you try and force your way through the crowd of people that have now gathered.
No healing words, Adriel, which is distance.
No, I didn't.
Metagaming?
So
No, she hasn't.
I'm going to. Let's see. And you know what? I'll stay and cast my moonbeam on the same guy as before, because it should be still staying in the same place. Yeah.
Because it's on an area, isn't it?
Yeah, you can move it as your bonus.
You can. You'll have to roll a perception check to see if you can find that same individual, because these people have been milling around. There's a lot more people there now, but the moonbeam is still there. You
Are you
can.
standing
Is
in
it
the same
concentration?
place? Yeah.
Is your wings concentration?
No.
Didn't think so.
Trait.
Okay. Cool.
So.
You can move it. Yeah, so if you want to hit that same person, roll a perception check, or if you just want to move it into another person or a group of people, because it is a 5 foot sphere. Yeah, 5 foot cylinder.
Check's 13.
Yeah, you can't really sort of pick out a specific guard. There's a lot of guards now with wearing the same gear. There's a lot of other people as well, so. But you can move it if you wish.
Okay, I'm gonna move it to whoever's closest to Adok.
You'll also need to make a concentration save, a con save, to maintain concentration on it.
That's a 16.
That's a success.
Okay. So that whoever's closest to Adok's gonna take only 6 points of radiant damage, but
It'll hit a couple of people as you move it in, because there's a few people around now. So we'll hit 2 people. They'll need to make their saves. One fails, one fails, so both fail. So they do take the damage, and they sort of scatter as this thing moves into them and cry out. Is there anything else you wish to do?
let's see, that was my spell, and that was my... I didn't move, did I?
Nope.
How many opportunity attacks would I take if I did move?
With that perception check, probably 2 or 3.
Okay, I'm gonna stay for now.
Stay for now. Now, Emilia, it is your turn. You have 4 individuals approaching you with torches and clubs, basically telling you to halt, do not move, and they're approaching you. One of them is a guard. The other 3 look like to be almost like ordinary townsfolk, but they're wearing a particular type of leather armor, which would suggest that they are working with the town guard.
Emily is going to move back around behind the building she just come from.
So you're going to try and evade them, moving back into the further back towards the other way, back towards the jailhouse, or keep travelling the way you are on around the other side of the building.
Well, I went round the building to get to where I was, so
Yep.
I'll go back round the building to where the patch of dirt was.
That's where that's the direction these people are coming from. Was they've come down that same alley and have turned towards you. So they're basically blocking your way back to that alley.
Okay, they've come from that way.
Yeah.
So am I in the middle of the road then, am I?
Well, you're up against the side of a building but there's another building about 15 feet from you. Then there's the street, which is opening out towards the town square.
Okay, so can I? Which way can I go? That
You can keep going the way you're going, which will take you to another sort of small alleyway leading off towards the Blue Water Inn. Away from these people, you can definitely back up away from them. But they have seen you and they are in pursuit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna move away from them. Basically, looking for another patch of dirt.
So you're going to turn and run, or you're just going to start backing away slowly?
I'm just sort of gonna back away slowly.
Okay, so you start backing away towards another small alley, hoping to find a patch of dirt. You probably won't get quite to that alley with this movement, but you're definitely moving away from them. As they approach, you're moving away, trying to keep that distance. They're about 30-ish feet from you at this point. They're not closing the gap just yet. Is that all you're going to do at this point? There's not much else you can. I mean, you can cast a spell if you wish.
I'll cast Blaze Palm just for the sake of it. Just because I've been stealth this whole time. And,
or you assumed you'd been stealth the whole time.
I've assumed that I've been stealth this whole time. Maybe the last chance to get to cast it.
No worries. And everybody in town hears the face palm spell, including Carnos in the cell. Right, Carnos, you've pretty much given up on what you're doing, knowing that the guards aren't going to engage.
Yep, he's gone to sleep.
No problem. And we are now back up to the guards. Once again, Zadriel, you are given an opportunity to surrender. Do you surrender?
Stay silent.
Another barrage of arrows is fired. 21, 19, 15 misses, 7 misses, 22. That is a miss, and the last one is a 23, so you get 4 hits. So that will be another 2, 4, 6, holy crap, 8 points of piercing damage. And then you also get blasted with a magical effect. You will need to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
That's an 11.
That is a failure, and you will take 7 points of fire damage as a firebolt is also fired from below you and strikes you in the chest of your armor. You now notice, roll a perception check for me just quickly too, please, if you are still conscious.
Was that 11? Yeah.
11, you had, yeah, it'll be 11 total.
Okay.
So
what'd you say, perception?
if you're still conscious, a perception check for me, please.
That is a 13.
You do notice as you're sort of looking around, sort of looking at where you might be able to get to, at the rear of the building, 3 guard have scaled using a ladder from the rear of the building, are now standing on top of the building approaching you from the rear. There are again, you've got bows trained on you, looks like you've now got a magic user joining the party. Essek has now started moving from the Baron's house towards the jail. And as your wings are still very visible, he notices you on top of the building, sees that you are not surrendering as per orders that are being shouted to you, and he also fires a firebolt at you, or hurls flame at you, as his spell is, which is a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That also causes 10 points of fire damage as it strikes you, coming from across the way. And with that, that'd be pretty much what they're going to do for now. So we're back to the top of the order with Adok. Death save from you, sir.
Okay. So I did this one because I knew it was coming up.
Yep.
Can I use my inspiration to reroll?
Inspiration's a D10 on top of whatever you rolled.
Oh, okay.
The luck is a reroll.
Well, yeah, I'll still use inspiration
Yep.
anyway.
I'll allow
Fantastic.
it. That's what they're there for.
Well, I'll type it to you.
Yep. Thank you. So, with that, it is now Fibblestib. Your roll, please. Cool. Fibblestib, you take a gasp of air as you awake, hurting from the blow from Isaac that he hits you with his large axe. You look up, eyes blinking, and you look forward as you witness the last of your grease fire being extinguished by another user of the arcane arts. Seems to be casting some form of ice over the top of this particular type of flame, extinguishing the flame and solidifying the grease on the exterior of the building. Zedrel, it is now your turn. As you got 3 guards approaching you from one side of the building that are on the roof with you, and you commands are being shouted at you from all directions for you to surrender, but they are still bows trained on you, ready to go.
Okay. I have to message you, right? Because I'm unconscious.
Yes, if you are unconscious, message your death saves to me. Don't put them on your sheet.
Okay.
So you are making saves. Emilia, it is now your turn.
Emily is going to take 2 or 3 steps back, and then from the guards that are approaching, and then she's basically going to sit down on a kneel down
So you're going to kneel down and surrender?
and surrender. And she's basically going to say to them, I'm not going to fight. I can't fight.
Okay, so you kneel down in a surrendering position. They approach you. The guard orders you to put your hands behind your back and to lay face down. Do you comply?
I comply.
And he then shackles your hands behind your back, and the other 3 flank you as 2 of them help you back to your feet, and they start to escort you back towards the jailhouse. That is your turn, Emilia. Carnos is asleep, so we're now back to the guard's turn. So, seeing you fall unconscious on the roof, Zedrel, the guards approach you, and one of them turns you over and realizes that you're barely breathing, and calls down to one of the guards. She's unconscious, sir. What should we do? And a voice comes up. I'm not sure anyone who could actually hear this because you're all unconscious. Oh, well, you might be able to make it out a little bit. But Zedrel, yes?
Are my wings still showing? Because that might make a difference to some people.
No, I'd say once you become unconscious, they would disappear, unfortunately. So you hear one of the guards shut up, bring it down, we'll deal with it. And so they don't take you down gently. You're not going to feel it, but they literally come down one side of the roof and just lower you down, not to drop you on the ground, but you're basically caught by a couple of guards underneath. So don't try and take you down a ladder. They just literally slide you off the roof. Once on the ground, your hands are shackled behind you, and the caster, these are other casters that have joined the group, and you are healed for 10 hit points. You regain consciousness as the cleric heals you, brings you back to consciousness. Your weapon and shield have been taken from you. You are now shackled with your hands behind your back, and you are warned by one of the guards not to attempt to cast any magic, or there will be more consequences. So with that, guards have now started to approach you as well. You are conscious at 1 hit point. As you sort of sit up to see what's going on, you notice a bunch of guards approaching your position. What do you do?
Oh, crap. Oh, give up.
You're also taken into custody. Weapons taken from you. Do you comply with them trying to take Charlotte from you, or do you struggle?
I'm not happy about it. But yeah, no, I'll comply, but I'm not happy about it. I keep on telling him how to handle her.
Okay. With that, I'd say you probably cause a little bit of a ruckus, yelling out and telling them not to be so stupid and to handle the weapon properly, and that Isaac probably hears this and approaches and takes Charlotte from the guard and looks at you and just looks down at you and says, even though you have done stupid this evening, we will look after your weapon. Don't worry. I will take good care of it. And you can see he's pretty genuine. Like, even though he thinks you've done a stupid thing, and he's had to attack you and virtually almost kill you, he still has that sort of mutual respect, sort of one warrior to another and one weaponsmith to another almost. So, with that, we will call the combat over at this point. As you are all shackled and Addox is still unconscious. You will also be healed back to 5 hit points as well, as they realise that you're there as well. We didn't forget about Addox. So as you guys are escorted through the few people that are there into the foyer of the town jail. No, you didn't fail at all. You're good. You were healed in time. It's close. Very close. But you are brought into the main foyer of the Valachian jail, which took, if it's going to come up, here we go. So you've been brought in through this main door here. Ignore the guards at this point. This was for if you'd actually walked in and tried to let Carnos out. So there's a mill of guards around the place. You see this gentleman here is still here. There's a table here, there's a bunch of chests here, a few benches and stuff, and a few other doors. As you're led in, your weapons are laid out on the table, and you then the guards start removing your armor also. So Zadriel, you're stripped of your armor. Anyone who's wearing armor is stripped of your armor. This takes obviously time with the shackles and stuff, but your armor and weapons are confiscated. Pretty much all your belongings, your backpacks, whatever you had in your backpacks, are now in the custody of the Valachian town jail. The gentleman behind the table says to you all, your weapons and armor will be stored here until the Baron decides what to do with you. For now, you are into the cells, and you will remain there until you are brought before the Baron for trial. This does not bode well for you all. You are strangers here, and you decide to take up arms against the town guard, for apparently no reason. So, Corporal, take them to the cells. And you are all led through the double doors on the opposite side of the room. From there, you find a long hallway, which you see a door to your right as you move down, another door to the left. There's torches on the walls, and it leads you to a stairwell leading downwards. As you get down the stairs, you do see 2 guards in this next corridor, several steel doors, some dim torches, and the corporal that's taking us says, open up the cells for this lot. They are spending the evening. And one of the guards says, we only have 6 available this evening. We have 2 full already. And he says, that would be enough. I think there is only 5. Yes, 5. And Zadriel, you're led to the first door on the right. The guard takes a large key, opens the door, swings it open, and makes you stand in the door, unshackles your wrists, and pushes you inside, slams the door behind you. And you hear it lock. The cell is dark. There is no light in here. If you have dark vision, you can only still just barely make it out, as there's no discernible light from in the room for your dark vision to take place, to really sort of filter anything out. But you can sort of make out a bit of a mattress on the ground and a bucket of some sorts. It's not very nice. It's damp, it's dark, and individually each one of you are then placed in a cell. Sadiq, you would be placed in a cell next to where Carnos is housed. You wouldn't know this, but Carnos, the opening and closing of these doors probably does wake you at this point. And you hear the voices of the guards telling people to get into a cell. Once all the doors are closed and locked, you hear the guards leave, the door close, and from outside, you guys can hear the mumbling of a lot of people still going on outside. But then after a little while, that quietens down, and you no longer hear what's going on outside of your individual cells. You might hear the guards outside sort of pace up and down every now and again. The one that hit you, Carnos, every now and again probably come down and like whack his billy club on your door on purpose, which does wake you. Almost every 30 or 40 minutes or so, you get a ding on your door, which does wake you with a start.
Carnos would yell out, "It's all good, I'm just up to 77 press-ups." And then I'd say, is there anything you guys want to try and do over this next hour or two? Because something's going to happen in an hour or so. But is there anything you guys wish to do while in your jail cells?
How shackled down are we?
Your shackles have been removed, but all your items have been taken from you. And you have been warned not to try and cast spells, although you're not sure why.
You said the floor's made of dirt, right?
It is a dirt floor.
Emily is going to use mold earth and try and sift the earth through her hands.
As you attempt to cast a spell, nothing seems to happen. The spell does not take effect. The dirt sort of move. You can feel the dirt moving under your feet, but it doesn't really do much else than that.
Well, then she's going to scratch at it just so that she can sift it through her hands.
Okay. Done so.
So, how wide are the bars, and how old do they look?
Have you got dark vision?
I do.
It takes you a while for your eyes to adjust, because it's like pitch black in here. So there's no dim light to give you that sort of grey vision that you would normally get with dark vision. So it does take a while for your dark vision to give you any kind of discerning of what's here. You can't tell how old the door is. There are no bars in the walls. There's no windows. This is definitely below ground. The door, as you feel along it, you can feel that it's iron. It feels like it's strong iron, thick iron bands with big, thick, heavy rivets. You find the bars in the center of the window, which is only like, you're talking maybe 6 inches by 6 inches. It's a little square. It's got 3 bars in it, maybe just big enough to get a hand through, as Carnos found out. But it all seems fairly solid. And there's a door, there's a little iron flap that's been closed in front of that, so you can't see through it at all.
Okay. That ruins any plan I was thinking about doing. I was gonna walk over to the back corner, sit down, and lean against the wall, and just nurse my splitting headache.
Yes, which you would have. You would have a sizable egg on the back of your head, I would imagine. Zadriel, is there anything that you wish to try and do over this next hour or so?
Zadriel will look over the walls, the ceiling, any kind of weaknesses at all, and pace, and then rest.
And that's it? Fiddlestip.
Nothing. Just gonna sit back. And go, meh. Well, try again next time.
So, over the next hour or so, again, the only noises you really hear is the guards outside occasionally walking back and forth. The loud bangs of wood on metal as he reaches Carnos' door every now and again. Probably wouldn't, if you guys were to sleep, it probably wouldn't wake you too much. The sound is fairly muffled from inside your own cells. But I'll get everyone to roll a perception check at disadvantage, because by now you're looking at probably late hours, early morning. So if you did want to get the benefits for long rest, you would have to sleep. But everyone roll at disadvantage if you choose to roll at all.
While they're doing that, as a guard bangs on his door, he'd be like, "You fucking put me in here for drunk and disorderly, and then you don't let me sleep it off. You pack of wankers."
That's what you get for trying to get out, dickhead.
You shouldn't have opened the fucking little cagey thing. You're pretty dumb, really. I've met better guards than you before.
And you're the one sitting in a jail cell.
It's quite cozy, actually, thank you.
I'm sure it is. Enjoy. Bang, bang. He walks off.
You want Carnos to roll that perception too?
Anyone who chooses to roll perception. If you choose to be asleep,
Okay.
it's up to you. But if you wish to roll perception check at disadvantage, you may do so.
I'll do it.
Okay. So, Emilia.
I want to be asleep.
You want to be asleep? Okay, so you don't hear anything or see anything. Adok.
No, yeah, adult is definitely gonna pass out.
No problem. Zadriel.
I got a 15, but
15?
I will try to sleep also.
You probably get woken as you do hear the doors open from outside again, and another cell door be open that squeaks loudly and slammed shut. You're not sure what's happened, but someone else has been brought into the cells and locked in, from what it sounds like. Fiddlestip, do you want to sleep or make the check?
Nah, just do the rest.
Just to rest. So you will all get the benefits for long rest. The rest of the night will go uneventfully as you are currently incarcerated. So there's not a whole lot you can do. You are not sure what time of day it is when you wake, because there's still pitch black in your cells. You get the impression that this is probably intended to throw your sense of direction and sense of time off as also a form of punishment, besides being in a damp, dark cell. Definitely seems like it's intended. Sometime after you wake, you again hear those doors open and several footsteps descending the stairwell into the downstairs. It sounds like maybe a guard change, and you hear from outside, you how muffled you hear some people talking, and one by one the little doors open on your cells, and you were all asked the same question, and it seems that Essek has come down to check up on you. I trust you're slept. You'll be seeing the Baron in a few hours. I do not suspect this will go well for you all. I believe you were warned to stay out of trouble. So, what is likely to happen, as I am instructed to tell you, is you will see the Baron. You will speak. You will not speak when he speaks to you, unless you are asked the correct question. You will be shackled, hand and foot. Try to cast a spell. You'll be executed on the spot. Is that clear? And he says that to each of you individually. You can all respond whichever way you wish to. So, Emilia, do you respond?
Emilia nods and sort of bows her head.
He moves to the next cell. Adok says the same thing to you.
Look, is there perchance that maybe this was all a big misunderstanding? You could let me go. And maybe some others.
A misunderstanding?
Yeah.
How do you misunderstand setting the Baron's house on fire? Attacking the Valakian guard?
No, well, hang on. If there was another guard there, and if you remember, I didn't set the house on fire, did I?
Guilty by association, my young friend.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
They are your friends, are they not?
If I say no, can I go?
No.
All right. I'll get it.
Did you not fire a machine at my guard? Attempt to set them on fire?
No, well, if I were to explain, it malfunctions if I get hit.
Roll a deception check with disadvantage. He gives you a bit of a quizzical look, but a very sort of weird, warm smile. But then he doesn't say anything further and just closes the door. Zadriel, same thing to you.
We are here to protect the beautiful Irina and her brother Ismark. If we die, is there anyone in town that can take care of them in our absence?
Well, you choose an interesting way to protect them, I think.
We are
You were given
protecting them
plenty
against
of...
Strahd.
Is Strahd here? Was he attacking the city? I think not.
Is there anyone that can protect them in our absence?
They are well protected at the church, I believe. That is what they believe, is it not? This is why they come.
The people of this town, and your Baron.
So you do not trust the people. That's why you attacked the guard for no reason.
Your Baron is not good. He keeps people enslaved in stocks.
They broke the law, just as you have.
They did not break anything except the spirit.
You attacked city guard for no reason. You murdered a guard in front of a jailhouse.
Accidental.
You accidentally exploded his head.
Yeah.
Now, he has a wife and 4 children. How are they now supposed to feed themselves?
Get a new leader, like yourself. You could leave this whole town.
I do not think so.
I think you could.
I've heard enough from you. You do not seem too concerned for the death of this man. This is worrisome. And he closes the door.
I am concerned. I am concerned for this man.
Purpleston, same to you.
I'll just look at him and go, righto, whatever. Come on, let's do this.
I will come and collect you in some time. And same to you, Adok. Carnos.
Carnos looks at him and says, because he doesn't really know what's going on at all.
No,
He's just
you've
heard a
heard a
ruckus.
ruckus, but that's about it. Yeah.
Carlos is like, well, you see, I was testing, after talking to you, I was testing the efficiency of your guard, and it seems you have dissension in your ranks.
How so? You are sitting in jail cell.
Correct. I'm not saying that they're incompetent, I'm saying they're idiots. So, I
Is
made a
that not the
noise.
same thing?
It's slightly different. They're good at the beating up people part of their job and putting them in prison. They're not good at judging right or wrong, and the right and wrong here is iffy. I made a noise about maybe borrowing a suit of armor. They slapped me, beat me up, didn't acknowledge anything that I mentioned your name. Not to mention, they didn't seem to care about you. And it seems that they throw me in here and then open the little hatchy thing on the door. They
Which is
open
what I
that
have just
and
done.
let me get through.
Are you going to try and attack me as you did the guard this evening?
Oh no, I like you. You're actually quite alright, eh?
So let me get this straight. Firstly, you loudly mentioned that you were going to steal the armor of the guard to be an imposter as such.
Well, it's
You
not.
get
that's
slapped
not
for
that good.
back-mouthing after being told to shut up.
That's good.
You then get arrested for drunk and disorderly, get told that you get let out in the morning, and pay a fine. You should be
Correct.
going into the stocks. This will not happen because too close to the festival. So leniency was given to you. Secondly, all of your friends come to jail.
They did what now?
Attack. They attacked the guard. They killed one. Severely wounded several others. And you
That's
talk
pretty good.
to me about inefficiency. They are all now sitting in jail cell next to you.
Oh, next to me. Oh, that's good to know. 'Cause Carnos is legitimately smiling now. He's like, so how many guards did they take out?
Just one.
Just one? Or did? No, but I mean, did they maim any?
A couple will need some time to recover.
How many total guards were in the area at the time? How many did you get in to help?
I am not that stupid, little man. You are fishing for information which you will not get.
Well, I want to know how important they were when, I'm straight up with you. I want to know how important we were, our team, to how many guards you thought needed taken down.
It did not take many.
It did not take many. Okay, that's good to know. I'll talk to them later. So, yeah, the stocks. That's where I wanted to be. It's funny how this worked out. Never mind.
Well, you are facing banishment now.
Oh,
From
that's
Valaki.
even better. All good with that. Thank you.
You will not be getting your weapons or your armor back. But you'll
Oh,
be
that's
banished
all.
from the town. Not to return.
Do you uphold the law, Mr. Essek?
I uphold the law that is written.
Okay,
What the
that's cool.
Baron
Just
what the
checking.
Baron states is what is passed.
Cool.
and
So when the
I'm-
Baron dies, then what happens to you?
Whoever takes over will write the laws. The laws will remain, of course, until the new Baron decides to change. If not, so be it.
Sweet as. I'll remember that. Thank you.
I'm not here for the Baron, I'm here for Valaki. Whatever the laws are, I uphold.
Good, good.
And you guys
Yeah,
have
just-
broken several of them. Murder being the one more important.
Yeah, I struggle with that. I didn't actually expect my team, a team of good guys to do that. But yeah, I totally disagree with your laws here. So it's fine.
Disagree or not, you will abide by them. And you will be banished.
Well, I mean, we didn't abide, and now we're in here. That's cool. It's good
Exactly.
stuff.
This is what happens when you break law. I mean, sure. And then he just closes the door and walks away. It's like, fuck you. No, he was still relatively polite, even though he seemed a little short, but he was just he still kept that calm sort of demeanor about him. And you get the impression that he's definitely about upholding the laws of this town. It doesn't matter who's in charge. Whoever's in charge, if they set the law, he will follow the law to the letter. Like he follows that law. So whatever laws are passed, if the laws changed, he would follow those laws. That just seems like the type of... He's very regimented in what he sounds like. Get banished person city down. Facts. So, after another couple of 3 hours, what seems like it's kind of, again, really hard pressed to... Yes, that's correct. With a Z, not an S. But you're very hard pressed to tell what sort of time frame has passed. But eventually you were all your doors are opened. 4 guard come into your cell. Two come in first with shields up, force you to the back of the cell, inform you to turn around. You are shackled hand and feet. Do any of you try to resist? Come on, Carnos. I can see the cogs turning.
I feel like Carnos would be lippy. He wouldn't resist. He'd just be like, "Oh, here comes some more incompetent guards. Yay, my favorite."
I'm gonna roll for something here. They don't engage you. They keep their mouth shut. They do their job. They're polite. They ask you to please put your hands behind your back. They thank you for complying, and that's all of you. They generally are fairly polite in this sort of arena, even though you've broken the law. And some of them are probably really, really pissed off that you've murdered one of their friends and maimed several others. In what seems to be an unprovoked attack, you are then led out the front with escorted. The 6 of you are escorted by 12 Valachian guard, with Essek leading the front.
Sorry, DM, as they've been polite, chaining me up in there after I've said what I said, Carlos would say, "You know, you guys are so polite. When we come back and lay this town down completely, I will kill you last." And he leaves it at that.
He just chuckles. And in answer to the chat, no, you shoved him first, and then you killed someone.
Tomato.
They started it by arresting Carnos. So.
No, Carnos started it by being a dick. Tomato.
DM's opinion there.
Carry on.
We're gonna have to go to trial.
You are then led back over towards the Baron's house, who has a large scorch mark up the front of the house, and part of the roof has a bit of a hole in it where the top of the thatching had started to obviously catch fire and had started to fall into the house. You're led round the side of the house, then in a set of double doors, which leads you into a bit of almost like a courtyard. You led back through the house back to like a large sitting area, bigger than the place that you guys were at previously. In this room, in a large leather chair, and beside him in a slightly smaller chair is the Baron and his wife. The 2 Mastiffs are there as well. You are led into the room. You're all basically stood, lined up, shoulder to shoulder, as the Baron sitting there, hands clasped, looking at you all with obvious disdain on his face. Looks at you, Zadriel, raises one eyebrow at you, shakes his head slightly, looks at you, Adok, and then with you guys, Skathis was also, as you were brought out in shackles, you realise Skathis was also with you. He looks again across at all of you and simply says, "Well, you were warned not to get into any more trouble. Firstly, you. Simple, drunk and disorderly I could have overlooked. If you had spent the night in the cell, paid the fine, we would have carried on. No drama. The festival would have taken place, all would have been well. But the rest of you, attacking my men, setting my house on fire, not very smart. Now, what punishment should I hand down, do you think, Isaac? And Isaac standing off to his left, and he turns and looks. And Isaac just turns and says to him, "Whatever you think is right, my baron." And he then turns to his wife and whispers something to her. She whispers something back to him. And he looks over at you, seeing Adok itching to say something. Says, "You have something to say. It better be good."
Like I said to Izzy, right? I was just actually warning that Zadriel had knocked someone out. Also true, I didn't hit anyone. You know, didn't try and set your house on fire. I was just walking my dog, Skittles. It's a cannon dog. And, you know, it malfunctions when I get hit. And that's what happened because the guards attacked me out of nowhere because of how I looked, because it's racist. So I just think that this is an all big misunderstanding. What you ever want to do with them, that's a different story. But, like, I'm fine. I'm a good guy. Like, I was trying to help you guys. Look, she can do the zone of truth.
He raises his hand.
Do it.
He raises his hand up. And he looks over to Isaac, who hands him a scroll. And he reads it over. And he says, "Did you or did you not try to set my men on fire?"
Not on purpose. My intention was to set myself free.
By
Also
killing my god.
Well, if he didn't have his foot on me and a pipe shoved in front of my face, my cannon wouldn't have fired.
If you had not resisted, you would not be in this predicament in the first place.
But I didn't resist. I tried to warn him.
You shot your cannon at
Look.
him. That's why he hit you.
But no, he did that before I shot the cannon.
Well, tomato.
No, but that's a pretty big...
And you, madame, you have something to say.
My lovely baron. Question out of character. Have we had a long rest over the night?
Yes, you have.
I'm going to do my wings again and say, I am here to end Strahd. I am with you all the way. You have a hit upon you for your murder. And if you side with us and let those people out of the stocks, I will help you in any way I can. But if you do not, I will free those people until I die. And that is all I am doing.
So, you say there's a plot against me?
Yes.
Yet, here we are with 7 individuals charged with the murder of one of my guard, the maiming of several others, the attempted arson on my personal home. And you say you are here to help me?
My God is the God of the sun. It does not matter what you say, you believe. I know what I believe, and I stand by it. And I will free the people in these stocks. And I will stand by you. If you go against Strahd with me, I will kill
I am already
the
against
person.
Strahd. It is now my determination to find out whether you are telling the truth. You attacked my men, innocent men, men that are here to protect the people of this town.
My first attack was to knock out. I did not mean to kill that man.
But you did.
And that is
And
unfortunate.
rather spectacularly, I have heard. He will have to have a closed casket when his family buries him.
I can do that to your opponents as well.
But you see my predicament here. You say you are here to help, yet you have attacked me. You've attacked my people, the people I am sworn to protect. You say you are against Strahd, but you act exactly like him. So you see how it is hard for me to determine the truth in this matter.
I attack the people that are persecuted against. I free the people that are persecuted against, is what I am saying.
Yeah, but you did not free these people. You attacked the guard at the jailhouse.
I am going
Without
to
provocation.
get my teammate to save the people in these stocks.
As I said, your friend, the blonde one here, he would have been released this morning with a fine and a warning. You would have been able to go about your business. And if you had proven yourself an ally against Strahd, we would not be having this conversation right now.
The denial of the people in the stocks was a turning point, but I am willing to make exceptions to help you. Either you lead or someone else leads in its place.
Roll a persuasion check, please. Hold on, Edda.
Persuasion, where are you? Okay, there you are. 23.
23. You can see that he's thinking about what you said. It's kind of hard to determine what he's mulling over, but he's definitely in thought at this point. He sort of looks down away from you, taps his fingers together, turns to his wife and whispers something to her again. They sort of whisper backwards and forwards for a few moments. He then motions to Essek, and Essek bends down and he whispers something to Essek, and you see them sort of, again, saying things backwards and forwards. And Essek sort of nods and whispers and then stands back up again. And he says, well, how can you prove to me that you are not with Strahd and not here to serve his purpose?
I have a zone of truth spell, but you have to trust that I will use it correctly.
I know what you are, even without the wings. You are a paladin and are bound by your word. So, as such, as a paladin, you give me your oath that you will stand by my side against Strahd and all of his allies and minions, and protect Vallaki from all those without and within.
What about the people in the stocks?
Swear this oath, and I will set them free.
The stocks must end altogether, and you
They
have
will
a deal.
not. The stocks will remain. People who break the law will spend time in the stocks as it is written. The laws will not change. But what I will do is I will reduce the sentence quite considerably, depending on the crime. The choice is yours. It is this or you face banishment.
Do I notice the other party members looking like they want to say
He basically then, we're seeing Adok itching to say something again. He says, you may discuss it with your friends.
Thank you very much. And I'm just turning to them, so anyone that wants to say anything, say.
After you, Adok.
I mean, I had something to say, but then what he said kind of threw it out the window. So.
Sorry.
No, that's good. Yeah.
Carnos is just staring at him. He says, Zadriel feeds you the truth. I personally have been visited by Strahd. He wants you dead. He wants you out of this position.
This is
Did you know
something that
that?
is not new to me. This is something I've known for some time.
Did you know Lady Vakta is working for him?
Of course. The Vaktas have been an ally of Strahd for many generations. This is why we keep a close eye on her, and her brothers, and her sons, and that little snake Ernest. He is not to be trusted.
She is promising people large amounts of money to take you down.
Am I to believe that you accepted this amount? Is that why you attacked my god?
I would have. Would not many people who want that amount of money try to do
course.
that?
Gold is scarce in these lands in this time.
It costs a lot to live here.
But, as you say, the laws here are strict. I am not a man to be trifled with, but if what you say is true, if Lady Vakta has stepped up her efforts to remove me from the seat, it may be time to return the favor.
Oh, 1,000 gold and it'll be done.
Well, I was thinking more like 2. If she offered 1,000, let's go
I
higher.
would say
How about
two.
your freedom? And your weapons and your armor?
That 1,000.
I don't mind
And,
killing.
of course, your oath. That will not slide.
My oath is to my god. I
A
do not
paladin's
take
oath
it,
is binding.
and I do not take it lightly.
Of course. I do not take my town lightly, and those that oppose me.
But we do disagree on who gets to the stocks for what. So, if I were to talk to you more and get to know you, perhaps I would give you my oath as a paladin, and my loyalty would be yours. Are you willing to
As I
go
said,
and do talks?
I have already stated that the time in the stocks will be revisited for the punishment of whatever crime is committed.
Hey, man.
The severity of this family that you speak of is probably a little harsh. This I admit. They will be released today, if you swear your oath. If not,
Is the
they
father
remain
not
for
already
the
dead?
remainder of the time. No, he's not dead. He did not make his time. He sits in a cell. I think he was opposite the cell you were in. He is being tended to. I do not want to kill my people. That would defeat the purpose of being a good leader if I was to kill them. But they must be taught that to speak out against what we do here and to speak for Strahd is not to be tolerated. This
If I may.
family is an ally of Lady Vakta. That is why they
Ah,
understock.
Let him run.
Little one, you keep moving like you have something wrong with you. Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
No, the other little one. Sorry, forgive me. The pointy-eared. Oh, you both are shit. The grey one.
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. So I know you're talking about all this oath and stuff for the paladin, right? And it was a bit of a miscommunication or a bit of an overreaction of what may or may not have happened, and some of us may be completely innocent, yours included. But what I'm saying is
Bullshit.
maybe instead of an oath, we can give you something else that would be very handy to you in defeating Strahd.
And what would that be?
I believe you've already got one of them.
Which is?
Is that right, Fibble?
Eh? What's that?
Weapons. Are you guys not getting the clue?
I know what he means. I know.
The gun,
weapons?
the fire. I can make a cannon. Skittles, my cannon dog. We can give you that stuff,
Bam bam.
and we can make you weapons. 7
What
oath.
is that? Boom boom.
Who is named it?
But if you swore an oath, you'd be loyal enough to make those weapons anyway.
And that is why I'm offering you my oath as an almighty paladin of metal.
Roll
I'll let you know.
roll a deception check with disadvantage. Holy shit.
Bullshit.
I have to mute myself.
I got an 18.
18. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, he doesn't believe you, sorry. The only paladin in your group is this one with the wings. Produce your wings, mighty paladin.
Loud, isn't it?
Who? Me? My wings?
Please.
Yeah, look, I would, but you took my items away, so I gotta like use metal in the stuff to, form the wings.
He sighs heavily and just ignores you. As you continue yabbering on. God, it's hard to stay in character with you fuckers.
Can I?
So,
Baron, my Baron, can I please have a night at the end to think on it and to pray? Could I have that?
he looks over at Essek and you see Essek nod. You get the impression that Essek is not like he doesn't have any major authority, but he definitely advises the Baron on certain things. And the Baron says, well, without your weapons and armor, you're not too much of a threat. You will be watched. Be warned. If you cast magical spells until you have made your decision, this will be bad.
We understand.
Essek. Yes.
Sorry, no mean to interrupt. Will we get our gear back once we pledge to you?
Once you have pledged your loyalty, yes. Your items will be returned, and we will then discuss how we are best to proceed.
Excellent. Just know this, I won't pledge to you. I'll pledge to Zadriel and whatever she pledges to.
As I said, as much as loyalty is a big deal for me, your oath means very little. The oath of a paladin, however, is binding. One who breaks that oath breaks everything they believe in. Strahd has many fallen paladins at his disposal.
Oh, wait a minute. She does an oath to you that she's gonna kill Strahd? That's all?
No, she will pledge her loyalty to Vallaki and its people, and pledge her alliance with me against Strahd and all that are his allies.
Doesn't sound like a bad deal as long as you don't be a dick.
I am willing to work with you. If I was to be a dick, you would already be banished from this town. You would be left unarmed, unarmored, in the forest to fend for yourselves.
Okay, less of a dick. You're doing good. Better than that other woman.
People.
Lady Vakta is not one to be underestimated. She is an arcane user, so be very careful. If you are to meet with her again and talk further alliances, probably best to speak nothing of what you have heard here today. She may see that as a sign of your betrayal and attempt to remove you herself. Holy crap, I think Carnos passed out.
Yep.
All right, give me to the morning. I will come to you in the morning and have my decision. I will talk with my team, and I do appreciate the very, very extravagant leniency you have given us. It is very much appreciated.
Of course. Essek will organize to have you unshackled and escorted to the Blue Water Inn, where you will be placed under house arrest until tomorrow, where you will be brought back here to let me know of your decision. And from there, we will proceed.
I understand. Thank you.
Emilia is going to bow before the Baron and say, I will accept whatever punishment you give me. I am a non-combatant, and I will not fight. I have only one request. If I get banished, let me leave with my letters. If you do not, then burn my letters.
And he nods towards you. He doesn't say anything, but he just nods. And that, as we will call it this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we're already about 10 minutes over, but we will call it roughly there, as you guys will be being escorted from the Baron's estate. Still in shackles. You'll be your leg shackles will be removed, but your hand, wrist shackles will remain until you get to the Blue Water Inn, where you will be then unshackled and allowed to enter the inn or your rooms. A regiment of 6 militia and 6 Balakian town guard and Essek will remain at the inn with you for the next 24 hours. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of tonight's session. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Players, you guys are awesome. I did not expect it to quite go this way. Definitely interesting. The outcome was not quite what I expected either, but hey, that's how the dice rolled and how the cookie crumbled. Again, roleplay tonight was awesome, guys. Some funny shit. I was struggling in that last part to keep in character, honestly. So we'll go around the players here and get some moments from the players. Guys in the chat, if you have got a moment that stand out to you, either at myself or at any of the cast, and we'll read it out. Firstly, we'll start with Mr. Sadiq tonight. Any moments from you that stand out this evening?
I liked when Carnos was picking on the guard in the cell, and he pulled out his inner het. Singing songs. And what was another one? Oh, and then bloody Adok trying to throw us all underneath the bus like he always does. Oh, I didn't do a thing. No, it went off all by itself. It did.
Definitely.
He had a plan. Come back for you. Trust.
Yeah, right.
Next up, Emilia, Mr. Drax.
Oh, jeez, so much.
There was a few tonight.
I mean, basically that whole battle, I was just watching it just at the start going worse and worse and worse. Knowing the fact that Emilia didn't want to be part of it at all to begin with.
Yeah.
She's just like, nah, I don't want to go. And then just get pulled into that whole thing.
Oh, it was crazy. That was good though. Like I say, your characters do what they do for whatever reason they do it.
I did love the angel on the roof though.
Yes, that was interesting.
Awesome.
I think Emilia did pretty well too. Like the staying out of the combat situation, giving up when confronted, and that sort of thing. Just it definitely is Emilia as a character thus far. So next up, Adok, Mr. Roast and Chicken.
I said it in the break, but just for people that didn't hear it, I really loved the moment where Fibblestead was like, "She's a dick, he's a dick, Strahd's a dick, we just kill dicks."
Gonna go out dick killing.
I also love probably should do one, but I also love Zadriel's moment where it was a divine smite on a mace and like exploded someone's head.
Yeah, it was branding smite. It does extra damage, but it brands the person that she hits so that she knows where they are as well. It gives her position away. Not that it really mattered because the position was lying dead on the ground from then on. So yes,
I just love talking to the Baron going, "Oh, it wasn't meant to kill."
Yeah, just to let you know, you more than doubled his HP with that attack. So yeah, it was an insta death, insta smushing. Intended or not, it was murder. And Zadriel.
Okay, well, I do have a couple. I don't want to really do just one. So
Go for it. Go for it.
thank you to Fibblesib for keeping that focus on that burning building no matter what. Don't help Addock. Just burn.
That was the
And
goal.
The potential that you could be if you were just not shackled. I mean, you probably
Dude, I know, right?
I love Addock so much. And Emilia, with obviously, I know what a druid can do, and yet you stuck it to cantrips, and they were really, really, really good, actually, with the cantrips with the blackening things.
Oh, yes, the blackening of the water across the eyes of the guard, definitely.
And Carnos, I'm not saying they're incompetent. I'm saying they're idiots was a key for me. And obviously the DM, being a DM of a thing and having to put up with players that just totally derail everything you plan and still sticking with it.
This is why I don't plan anything anymore with you guys. I just roll with it because it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
I had ideas of what you might do. Yeah.
Underappreciated, and I appreciate that the DM still was like, you know what?
Hey,
we can do this.
We've got to roll with it, right? I mean, it's part of the story. I mean, it's how you guys want to play the story. So it's how your characters would do things. So obviously we got to roll with whatever the characters do. So, and of course, Mr. Baz, Mr. Carnos, the drunken, incarcerated, freaking fighter.
Two things I want to say before I get into my moment. One is, I apologize, team. Carnos's idea was never to try anyone to follow him and get killed. that was totally. I mean, yeah, didn't expect
and
that. So
just to interject here as well, 3 unconscious players in that round: Zadriel, Addock, and Fibblesib, all making death saves.
I was thinking, shit, I'm an asshat. These guys are going to die because of me, and I didn't ask them to do it.
And
so,
just to let you know that Mr. Addock was like this close to death.
Well, I was thinking if I attacked those guards at the end and kept initiation going, that they probably could have died.
It is quite possible. Addock definitely, because Addock failed his last save after I called for the heal. So,
and then secondly, I didn't want to interrupt the little talk at the end too much because I felt it was important, but when Zadriel put her wings up and Carnos saw that for the first time, his face would have been aghast. He would have been, what the fuck is this?
It's something you guys can discuss in roleplay later on too, though, with those type of moments. It can definitely come up.
But just, I had Amelia's Blackwater down because once again, that fucking cantrip bullshit is just crazy.
I know, dude. It's just every time Drax says something, I'm thinking, oh shit, what are you going to come up with now?
And yeah, the non-lethal shield bash was the moment I was looking forward to, and then the head exploding was out of the gate. But I did like Addock calling his cannon a dog and throwing a coat over it and